The following is a production of CUTV Sports.
From Bulldog Stadium in Fredericktown, Pennsylvania, it is week 2 of this 2014 high school football season, and tonight's matchup brings us a big non-conference one between the Centurions of Greensburg Central Catholic and the Bulldogs of BETH-CENTER. Hello and welcome to the broadcast, everybody, here on CUTV. My name is Matt Hagee, and alongside of me is Creighton Rabs. Creighton, this is a quality matchup with two teams that got off on the right foot last week.
They absolutely did. First for GCC, got off. It was the Brian Pavarnik show, 2 touchdowns and the game-winning field goal with less than 2 seconds in regulation to give the Centurions a big win over Monessen, 15-12 in Greensburg. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs of BETH-CENTER started their season in Greensboro as they defeated Mapletown 34-6. Anthony Welsh running for nearly 214 yards in that game and a couple of touchdowns. So running a game is going to be a big weapon for both teams here today.
It absolutely will. Whoever will run the football will have the advantage. But now, Creighton, these two teams have never faced each other before in the regular season or playoffs because Greensburg Central Catholic just realigned. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, GCC was a AA school. They had played up for the past several years. This year, Greensburg Central Catholic, along with Jeanette, dropped down from AA to single A. They now compete in the Eastern Conference, or as some WPIAL experts will call it, the Group of Death, along with Clairton and Monessen. Meanwhile, BETH-CENTER seeing a little bit of a change in the Tri-County South. They're still the team to beat, but they now see California returning to their section, but everything else remains the same. But that said, BETH-CENTER's looking to make a big statement tonight. The Tri-County South has long struggled against teams outside the sections, particularly in playoff time. A win here by the Bulldogs will just send a message to the rest of Class A that they are for real.
It really will, and next on CUTV, we will see what team will make a statement to single A tonight here in WPIAL. It is a beautiful night for football. Stay tuned on CUTV.
For almost 30 years, CUTV has been the campus and community home for local news, sports, and entertainment. Broadcast in 100,000 homes in southwestern Pennsylvania, CUTV provides complete coverage of Vulcan sports as well as high school football coverage. Broadcast weekly live, CUTV News Center provides coverage of local and campus events, weekend weather, sports highlights, and feature stories. For more information on CUTV, check us out on the web, friend us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter. Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the CalU student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI Farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
Stay connected with CUTV. Subscribe to us on YouTube for new videos. Follow us on Twitter for status updates. Like us on Facebook for updates, videos, and more. CUTV social media. Get connected, stay connected.
Didn't get out to the high school football game this past Friday? Don't worry, because CUTV Sports has you covered. Never miss a second of this season's upcoming high school action as CUTV's Game of the Week takes you to the stadium and gives you the best seat in the house. Now in its 29th season of bringing you all of the best local games, CUTV Sports is your local leader in high school football coverage.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium here in Fredericktown, Pennsylvania. This Week 2 matchup between the Centurions of Greensburg Central Catholic and the Bulldogs of BETH-CENTER. The captains have met at midfield. Greensburg Central called the toss, and they will receive, Greensburg Central Catholic will receive to start the game. And Creighton, here's the tail of the tape.
You know, early on in the season, you take numbers really with a grain of salt. The Centurions defending their home turf last week, as we said, with a 15-12 win over Menneson. BETH-CENTER getting it done on the road last week at Mapletown. This is BETH-CENTER's home opener, and as we saw, BETH-CENTER will kick off. The Centurions will receive. Keep an eye on the kickoff. Keep an eye on John Berdar, number 1 for BETH-CENTER. He is the place kicker in the Bulldogs' 34-6 win last week against Mapletown. He had 5 touchbacks on 6 kickoffs. So if he can pin the Centurions deep, I mean, that'll go a long way in the battle of field position for the Bulldogs as they defend their home turf. And it looks like it's going to be number 23 for GCC. Riley Slike, I believe that is. He's back deep to receive the kick for GCC.
We are about ready to rock here on a gorgeous night, gorgeous and hot night for football here. Early September matchup, non-conference matchup between these two schools with great football traditions. Greensburg Central Catholic, once in AA, 4 years removed, 5 years removed from the state championship appearance in the snow against Lancaster Catholic. They fell to the Crusaders that day, but they've vowed to return to Hershey, and now they're down to single A. BETH-CENTER, it's been a while since they've been in the Heinz Field. Now John Berdar will set back, ready to football.
And you'll notice something different about the formations on kickoffs. We'll talk about that in a little bit as the game progresses.
Berdar ready to go, and we're underway from Bulldog Stadium. High, deep kick, and it'll be taken by number 22, Sam Nowicki there, but he will get a touchback. And as you mentioned, Creighton, there's touchback number 1.
Yes, and you're right, that is 22. From my angle, I thought it was 23. Good catch, Matt. But, I mean, that'll set the ball up at the 20-yard line. So just a mighty impressive leg there by Berdar, the senior. He's 6'1", 210. And I wonder, maybe he might get some looks from some D3 schools. I mean, I'm very impressed so far from what I've seen so far.
The quarterback for the Centurions is Tom Pellis. He's a junior, 6 foot. And they'll be looking to see if they go right to the ground. They'll start 1st and 10 at the 20. I formation for the Centurions. Pellis, handoff. That's Pavernick, right up the gut. And he'll fight away for a couple tough yards. Looks like about a gain of 4 to the 24-yard line.
You see Pavernick, one of the things with GCC to keep an eye on, that offensive line. During their win last week against Menneson, you see, look at a good job there by, that is 58, I believe. I couldn't tell from that angle. I'm sorry, 56, Zach Skatel with a good block right there on the right side. And 2nd and 6.
I made a mistake on that one. Sam Nowicki in the backfield for the Centurions. It'll be 2nd down and 6 from the 24. Pellis takes a snap. Back to Nowicki. Nowicki to the corner. He's got a hole. He's at the 30, 35, and knocked out of bounds hard and hit out of bounds. Ooh, they hit over the little caution tape sign over the baseball field, but nonetheless, that should be good enough for a 1st down for the Centurions.
Got to mark it at about the 37, Matt. We see on the replay it was Anthony Welsh, 33 for BETH-CENTER, getting it, shoving Nowicki out of bounds on that play, and that fall was a little tough, but that was a clean play. They're inbounds, so big break for the Centurions.
That baseball field right on top of the football stadium, right behind the Greensburg Central Catholic Med. But 1st down and 10 from the 37. Back to Nowicki. Nowicki up the gut, and BETH-CENTER was ready for that in that time. Looked like he got about a gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8.
They are going to mark it at the 40, Matt. So far we're seeing that offensive line, as we said, they've been controlling the line, controlling the trenches. That's been the book of the Centurions this year in their first season in single A, 2nd and 8.
Both teams line up pretty evenly matched height and weight-wise, so it's a different matchup here. It's Tom Pellis, 2nd down and 8. Pellis, misdirection, hands the ball off to big scrum in the middle. Looks like number 3, Jason Eubank.
Yeah.
He is a sophomore.
Make a little misdirection, run it up the gut. I mean, if you have a powerful offensive line, you're able to get that. You see Eubank getting up the gut, but a good defensive stop by BETH-CENTER. It's hard to tell from the replay who that was, but nonetheless, big 3rd down play here.
Pellis will take the snap. It is 3rd down and 6 from the 42 of the Centurions. 2 backs in the eye. He hands off. That's Sawicki. Sawicki up the gut, and he'll be close to a 1st down. I think he got it.
It's going to be close.
Depends on the spot.
Absolutely. That's what judging from where the officials are, it looks like he may have it, but they are going to give it to him.
1st down for the Centurions. That's their 2nd 1st down on this drive as they near the middle of the paw print.
Now, you notice both teams not really airing it out. You didn't see that from GCC or BETH-CENTER last week. So, I mean, this is going to be really decided on the ground in the trenches, and so far, advantage GCC.
Centurions will continue to drive at the 48, their own 48. 2 backs in the eye. Oh, and a jump. Looks like the Centurions false start there, and I'll back them up 5 yards.
Zach Skattel, the junior right guard, it's going to be flagged for the false start, so that pushes the Centurions back 5. So, last week against Monessen, GCC had 3 turnovers and 10 penalties. So, as solid as they are fundamentally, sometimes you lose focus and lack of discipline. That can come back to bite them, but 1st and 15, Matt.
Really, 1 senior on that line, so it's a young offensive line for the Centurions. 1st down and 15 from the 43. Pellis, take a snap to Nowicki. Nowicki up the gut, and it looks like he got about 3 or 4 yards. Up near, looks like he'll be spotted at the 44.
They're going to call it a gain of 2 on that play. So
Pellis hands off to Nowicki.
So 3 minutes into this contest, GCC they're not rushing it. They're not, sharp contrast to our game last week where we saw Clareton in the no huddle. GCC just grinding clock.
8:47 left here in the 1st quarter. They've controlled the ball for the entire quarter so far. A little bit different formation in the backfield, still 2-back set. And Pellis will hand off. That's number 3, that's Eubank. Eubank cuts it back over, and he's met by a host of Bulldogs. And the ball might be loose. Is it Bulldogs football?
I believe it is. We'll wait and see for the official call.
A couple of BETH-CENTER players are pointing that they got it, but it looks like
I'm wondering if they're going to say the ball
might have called
down by
down.
Contact maybe, but we'll wait and see nonetheless. We have the replay right here.
Bulldog football.
Eubank goes to the left side, and there you see 50. You see the
Ball recovered by number 85.
we'll get the tongue untied, but it looks like Jason ball might have gotten knocked loose right as he was going to the ground. BETH-CENTER recovers, so that's 4 turnovers for the Centurions this season. And so an outstanding job right there by 37 for BETH-CENTER, we'll try and find out who he is in just a moment. Right now, 1st and 10 for the 45. Big break for the Bulldogs.
Trent Kunko, the sophomore, his 2nd start as a Bulldog quarterback in his 1st season. He'll hand the ball off to Anthony Welsh. Welsh up the gut, and he'll get some tough running met immediately by a Centurion defender.
The Observer reported a good art profile on Anthony Welsh, junior for BETH-CENTER. Racked up 1,300 yards on the ground last season, and as I stated in the intro, he 209 yards and 3 touchdowns against Mapletown. So keep an eye on 3.
And also keep an eye on 25 in the backfield now for the Bulldogs. Nico Brown, he supplements that 2-headed monster with Welsh. Kunko takes 7, it's a screen over to Welsh. Welsh cuts it back, he's got a hole, missed tackle, and down to the 30-yard line, so it'll be wrestled down at the 27, 1st down, BETH-CENTER.
Outstanding job right there by Anthony Welsh to shake off 1 defender. We should have the replay in a moment, but he shook 1 tackler, got well beyond the first down yardage line. So the good handoff here to actually the screen over to Welsh. He's got 45, it looks like Mazoweski couldn't wrap around him. And Stephen Johns, number 9, had to basically saved even further damage for the Centurions. So it's 1st and 10 at the 30.
BETH-CENTER, it will be 1st and 10 at the 30. You say Kunko, the first quarterback, not with the last name Fayetta, in the last 5 seasons for the BETH-CENTER Bulldogs. Welsh in the backfield. A pitch toss to Welsh, right side. Welsh trying to look for a hole. He's got a hole. And he'll be down at penalty flag, and he'll be upended at the 23-yard line. We'll see who that penalty's on.
And judging from where it was right in the middle of the play, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a hold, but we'll wait and see what the officials call. But right now, BETH-CENTER's punching right back at GCC, giving the Centurions a taste of their own medicine. And judging from some of the gestures I'm seeing from the referee, that may...
Tough break for the Bulldogs as Anthony Welsh picking right off where he left off last week against Mapletown. And here's the replay.
And you're going to watch here on the top of your screen. There's 25. Nico Brown looks like it's going to be the one that gets called for the block in the back. It is going to be a spot foul. They are going to mark it at the 32-yard line. Foul, the penalty occurring at the 22, so that's why it's a 1st and 12 and not a 1st and 20.
1st down and 12. Welsh in the backfield. 1 back set. 3 to the right. He hands the ball up to Welsh, left side. Welsh cutting back, and it looks like he got about a decent gain, 3-4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
Down from the back by Jake Weir.
Watch on the replay.
Bring up a 2nd down.
You see Welsh gets right up the gut. Good job by the offensive line for BETH-CENTER, giving Welsh that hole so he can get through to the backfield to get some of that penalty yardage back. A 2nd and a manageable 5. 2nd and 5 looks 2nd and 6 rather for the 26.
Kunko out of the gun. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Screen, that's Brown. Brown shakes a tackle. Still going, running backwards, throwing in a circle, and now taken down. Looks like that's number 54 for Greensburg Central Catholic, Jack Kilcary
with the final stop. But give credit to Joe Murray, number 60. He put the pressure on Nico Brown. A nice little screen pass over to Brown. Brown, he momentarily is able to elude Murray. So we saw Murray blow the play up right there, and Kilcary 54 in on the stop. So that is a big loss of 7 on the play. Murray right back to where it was after the penalty.
Murray, one of the senior defensive leaders for the Centurions, and it'll be 3rd down and 12. Kunko back to pass, looks around, trying to run, under pressure, and down he goes. That's Kilcary again with the sack. 4th down.
Kunko on the keeper, brought down by
just outstanding effort. Kilcary, he's a junior, about 6'1", 255, able to just fly up through, finds a hole right in that offensive line on the left side, or rather, on the left side, and gets right in on the quarterback Kunko. So interesting to see what BETH-CENTER will do. It will be a punt by John Berdar. Watch to see if he can coffin corner the Centurions deep.
You know he has a deep leg. See if he can pin him back. Berdar knocks it inside. Looks like it'll go out about the 22-yard line, so about a 12-yard punt for Berdar, and the Centurions will start at 22.
Centurions 22-yard line.
And Creighton here is Greensburg Central Catholic's schedule. They started off with that big win against Monessen, but after this tough game, look who they play next.
They get Clareton, but the good news is it's at their stadium in Greensburg, and then they go down the rest of the schedule. Riverview, at Sarah Catholic and McKeesport, and they close out the season with arch rival Jeanette, who also dropped down from the AA Interstate to the Single A Eastern. And it will be ball will be marked at the 22 as we come back to live action. At 1st and 10, 4:52 left.
All eyes will be in Greensburg that night against Jeanette. Could be a possible division-deciding game. First down and 10 from the 23. Man in motion to the left. And here's Pellis. He'll take the snap. That's Nowicki. Nowicki up the gut and nothing doing. Good defense there by the BETH-CENTER Bulldogs.
Looks like looks like Derek Hill 65, Vanderveer 66 and on the stops.
No gain on
Now we take a look here. You see, and there you see 66 helps get some penetration, but look at a good effort there by Edward Zelli, number 30. He's in on the stop. That's no gain, 2nd and 10.
Second down and 10 from the 23. Pellis in a two-back set. He's back to pass for the first time today. Pellis rolls to the right, still looking. Can't find anybody. He'll just throw the ball out of bounds, and that will be intentional grounding.
No, they're going to say late hit out of bounds, man. That, I believe, is going to be number 3, Jason Stay for BETH-CENTER. The Bulldogs doing it, but that's what
And I just turned away from the play when it happened, and it looked like that the BETH-CENTER coaches were signaling where the flag came out. Did not see if he was hit.
Well, I saw the hit out of bounds. However, you could argue it is the argument against it being intentional grounding. He was outside the numbers, outside the tackles. It looked like from our vantage point, but we'll wait and see what the official call
There are
is.
3 fouls on the play.
Oh, here we go.
Personal foul, helmet to helmet. Defense. Intentional grounding. Offense. Illegal block in the back. Offense.
Wow.
Penalties offset. Repeat, second down.
That is
And
a
all
great. That is
I
unbelievable.
mean, all right, well, you're going to see Tom Pellis get flushed out, roll to his right. You're going to see 2 defenders pursuing him. Pellis throws it out of bounds intentionally, and then it looked like, as we said, number three, Jason Stay, 79. It looks like Michael Esmond was also forced him out of bounds, but Stay with the late hit. But even after all that, the penalty's offset. So no harm, no foul. Replay the down.
Crazy play. Second down and 10. Here's a pitch to Nowicki left side. Nowicki trying to cut up the space, and he gets a couple yards out to the 30-yard line.
And getting back to that last play for a moment, Nat, I think both coaches are really breathing a sigh of relief.
Johnny Soffern.
Plus, with 3:56 left in the first half.
Basically offset the calamity of that play, but you
Abs-
look at Pellis there. Pellis gets outside of the box here. Well, this is
87 on the
replay.
play,
Nowicki
third down
getting a
and
lot of
3.
speed. The Greensburg Central Catholic's
Ball
been
on
trying to go to
30-yard
that left
line.
side there.
And on this drive so far, they have been successful. Johnny Sofford, 22 and on the stop.
3rd and 3, 3-back set, handoff. And it looks like it'll be close to a first down.
I think he might have
That
it.
was
judging
Pavarnik
from-
on the carry.
I think he might have it, judging from where the one official is positioned. They need to
First
get
down.
to the 33. It is a first down.
So Greensburg Central Catholic moves the change here using Pavarnik. It's the first action we've seen Pavarnik on offense so far. They've been given a lot of the carries in Nowicki, the smaller running back, and use Pavarnik for those small down and distances, get some tough, hard yards. 3-back set again, first down and 10. And a handoff, it'll be to Pavarnik, and the BETH-CENTER was ready for him. Looks like he lost of 1 on the play.
And that's 54. Dakota Vilkos, one of the quad captains for the Bulldogs, in on the stop.
Dakota Vilkos in on stop.
Vilkos had 2 sacks last week against Mapletown. Big force for that BETH-CENTER defensive line. And it'll mark with no gain on the play. Second down and 10 from the 34. Another 3-back set. This is Nowicki. Nowicki goes nowhere. BETH-CENTER Bulldog defense all over him.
Well, they are, it's bend but don't break, and so far you see a little bit of bending, but the Bulldog defense is just not breaking, as we will see here. There's Nowicki. He just gets swarmed under by a slew of Bulldogs, and we see Vilkos again on the stop. Loss of 1 on that play.
Dakota Vilkos 6'4", 190. And now it's 3rd down and 11. 2-back set. Pellis rolls to the right, looking to pass. Is under pressure, gets the ball off, and it's picked off! Picked off! That is Anthony Welsh, who kept his feet in bounds. It's the second turn for Greensburg.
Well, Matt, you gotta absolutely take nothing away from the.
43-yard.
It's not a touchdown, but it is an interception. An outstanding job by Welsh. But look at the pressure on the GC's on Pellis. Pellis rolls to his right, and then take a look. That is, you saw it looked like 66. Josh Van Diver in on the with the pressure, and then that forced the throw along the sidelines. And Anthony Welsh, the right place at the right time. He is a force on both sides of the ball. So second turnover for GCC tonight. 1:43 left in the quarter. 1st and 10 from the 43.
And we gone in the past. Turnovers will kill. 3 backs behind Kunko. He hands off. That's Brown. Brown cutting forward. Good run for Nico Brown. It's like about a 7-8 yard gain.
We said a couple times tonight, Matt, this game's going to be won in the trenches, but BETH-CENTER certainly so far holding their own here in this first quarter. Look at the good job there by the right side of the offensive line that clears a path for Nico Brown. 2nd and 4.
3 backs lined up behind Kunko. 2nd and down and 4 from the 36 of the Centurions. Kunko hands it off to Welsh. Welsh cuts it back. He's got a first down and more. Near the 30 to 31 yard line.
Looks like he is going to get the first down. They spot it. He needed the 33. He got to the 31. That's a gain of 5. And it'll be a first down for the Bulldogs. Welsh just runs right up the gut. And it almost caught Bulldogs. And that is BETH-CENTER head coach Ed Woods. This is his 150th career game, 98 career wins as head coach of the Bulldogs in his 16th year.
And he's helped BETH-CENTER run the Tri-County South Conference for the past few years. First down and 10 from the 31. 2 back set, Brown is deep. And misdirection, handoff to Brown. Brown gets tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Good defense there for the Centurions. That looked like
that was
Jake Nestor got underneath that.
Yes, it was. Jake Nestor, number 30. He happened to be on the ground, but just a little misfortunate timing right there as Nico Brown kind of like tries to hurdle over. He tries to hurdle over Nestor, but that is the last play of the first quarter, Matt.
So that is the end of the first quarter. It looks like it's shaping up to be a defensive battle between the Centurions and the Bulldogs. We will send it to break. Coming after the commercials, it will be the second quarter of the Centurions versus the Bulldogs here on CUTV.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year, 1 in 195 million. The odds of the child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 110. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism.
Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
29 down. 4 letters to describe excellence in college television. I know. CUTV. California University Television.
Here in the second quarter is scoreless between the Centurions of Greensburg Central Catholic and the BETH-CENTER Bulldogs. Creighton, a lot of running, a lot of tough work down the trenches. Very quick first quarter.
Yeah, it has been rather quick. You don't want to, obvious reasons you don't want to jinx it, but nonetheless, I mean, this is kind of what a lot of people expected to see this defensive struggle. Both teams were very successful last week with the running attack. BETH-CENTER had 343 yards on the ground. They'll try to pile on, and 2nd and 6.
Kunko out of the gun. Oh, it'll be direct snap to Welsh. Welsh to the right side. Welsh looking for a hole. Tackle Welsh. It looks like he'll get a first down. Inside the 20, so BETH-CENTER will be in the red zone for the first time tonight.
That was Jake Weir, one of the co-captains for GCC on the tackle, but we'll look on the replay. An outstanding job by Nico Brown. Keep an eye on 25 as he leads the way, and he gets a good block right there on one of the Centurion defenders, and that enables Welsh to spring free into the backfield. a 1st and 10. Bulldogs in the red zone.
On the 18-yard line. Brown lines up behind Conco. Sofran to his left. Here's Sofran. Sofran up the gut. Sofran inside the 5 to the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, Bulldogs.
Takes the ball down to the 1-yard line.
Sofran just do an outstanding job. This is Johnny Sofran, a senior.
1-yard line.
And again, that offensive line for BETH-CENTER just getting holes, creating lanes and seams for these runners to just go through. And we have David Heagley, 52 for GCC, being tended to. And you know, we saw last week a lot of cramping up, and we're not going to speculate on what the injury is. Why the training staff is talking to Heagley, but with the heat, the humidity, we certainly hope that's the possibility.
That is actually
right
Cam
there.
Kistler for
52?
Greensburg.
No, that's GCC, 52. I'm sorry, you're right. It is Cam Kistler. I was looking at the wrong roster. Well,
hopefully Kistler's okay.
Well, just to clarify, David Heagley is fine. So, you know, first broadcast of the year for me, Matt. You kind of get the. But anyway, nonetheless, so right now, BETH-CENTER on the verge of drawing first blood against the Centurions. 1st
and goal from the 1. 3-back set. Welsh, Sofran, and Brown. And it'll be a penalty.
Looks like it's going to be a false start, but we'll wait for what the officials say. There was a little bit of movement right in the center of the line.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first.
That is something you cannot do in the red zone, especially on the 1-yard line.
Well, yes, absolutely. And now they actually spotted the ball on the 2-yard line from my angle, so now it'll be 1st and goal now from the 7, and those are the kind of penalties that drive coaches insane.
So we'll line up to try this 1st and goal again. This time will be from the 7. Same formation as before. Welsh, Sofran, and Brown. Conco takes us out. Broken play in the backfield. And that looks like that was number 30, Jake Nessler, blowing up that play.
There's a good job there by Nessler he just almost seemed like a blitz on that play. So look at the penetration right through the middle of the line. That's Nessler, number 30, but the Bulldogs able to get 3 yards out on that play, so it's 2nd and goal from the 4.
Impressive job by Conco to get that ball off as Nessler was bearing down on him. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Conco, toss to Welsh, right side, Welsh to the corner, touchdown, BETH-CENTER. Bulldogs strike first.
And Anthony Welsh had so much space, he could have just, you could have put a couple of houses with, anyway, it's just, he'd have that much space.
Good run.
It's easy. So, you look, I see the pitch out to Welsh. He goes right, and you see, once again, you saw another outstanding block by Brown, engaging a couple of defenders in the end zone, and that enables Welsh to get in with 56 seconds into the 2nd quarter. BETH-CENTER 6-0.
And John Berdar will line up for this extra point. The ball is spotted. The kick is away. And it is good. BETH-CENTER on their home turf strikes first. 7-0 on a touchdown 1 from Anthony Welsh. Stay tuned for more action here on CUTV.
Explore new worlds. Read. Visit literacy.gov and let the journey begin.
back to Bulldog Stadium here in Fredericktown. 11:04 left in the second quarter, and BETH-CENTER just scored to make it 7-0, and there's the guy who did it right on your screen.
Anthony Welsh once again striking for the Bulldogs, and we're going to see Berdar kicking it off again. We'll see if kicking in the opposite direction as he did when he opened the game will have an impact on how far, if it can get a touchback again, and here we go.
Berdar, and looks like he will get it. Impressive leg, John Berdar.
Tell you what, Berdar, as we said, he's a 6'1", 210-pound senior. Wouldn't be surprised, like I said, if we see he gets some interest from some colleges, at least some D2 and D3 schools. So
here's a touchdown again.
Yes, just an impressive job. Anthony Welsh, he's only a junior, so 2 more years of this young man tearing up backfields throughout the Tri-County South and possibly in the Whitfield. That's going to give coaches headaches, and now we're going to see Welsh in the backfield.
He also plays a good defensive play as well, as we first down and 10 from the 20-yard line of the Centurions. Pellis, back to pass, throws a low pass, and it'll be incomplete in the dirt. Intended receiver, he was looking for his brother, J.P. Pellis.
So, and now this isn't just, it's just looked like from where we were sitting, the ball was thrown a little bit low, so it'll be a 2nd down and 10 from the 20 for the Centurions. And it's interesting to note, we can find it. Well, we'll get to that in just a moment. We're back to live action.
2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line after the incomplete pass. Pellis hands the ball up right the gut. And it looks like we're nowhere. BETH-CENTER defense continues to strengthen up front and prevent Greensburg Central Catholic from going forward. 3rd down.
We were mentioning about Tommy Pellis in the Centurions game-winning drive last week against Manesse. He completed 3 out of 4 passes in that game-winning drive. 3rd and 8 now for the Centurions.
From the 22-yard line, Pellis. He's got Nessler in the backfield as long as Nowicki. Back to passes, Pellis. Pellis under pressure, gets the ball off. That's Nessler. Nessler up the gut, and it'll be well short of the 1st down, 4th down. Looks like Centurions will be forced to punt.
Now we'll get a look here on the replay. You're going to see Nellis going back. He gets a nice screen off, and you see the BETH-CENTER defender. Couldn't get a good look at who that was. He was able to trip up Nesser, so a big 3 and out here for the Bulldogs.
And the Centurions will look to punt after whistles are blown. And a timeout. It's like called by Greensburg Central Catholic. And in case you just joined us here in the second quarter, here's what you missed.
Yes, yeah, we see the first of 2 GCC turnovers. You're going to see BETH-CENTER, and it looks like it was actually Anthony Welsh, 33, who forced the fumble that the Bulldogs recovered. That was early in the first quarter. And then here's the interception by Tom Pellis. He gets flushed out, rolls right, and you see 2 defenders right on him, and just throws it down the sideline right in the hands of Anthony Welsh. And then Anthony Welsh gets the Bulldogs on the scoreboard. We will see that in just 1 second. And there you see the pitch out to Welsh as he rolls right and just waltzes into the end zone. We're going back to live action.
And here's the punt from Pavarnik, nearly blocked. And it'll be taken by Welsh. From the 44-yard line, Welsh to the right side. Convoy in front of him. Here goes Welsh. Welsh down the sideline. Welsh plows over a guy at the 21-yard line. Anthony Welsh doing it again, this time in the return game.
And I have to tell you, I thought he might have stepped out of bounds, but it's hard to tell with the coaching staff. Of course, we're not at field level, so, but nonetheless, another outstanding job by Welsh. He catches it at the 43-yard line, and then he starts rolling right, and as Matt alluded to, there's that Convoy.
Great block.
Block right there. That was Robert doing work, number 53 for the Dogs. And see another block, and Anthony Welsh is doing everything except driving the team bus so far in this first half.
Bulldogs will start at the Centurions 21. It'll be a direct snap to Welsh. Pitch pass. Oh, that's fancy. Here comes Nico Brown. Brown cuts it back, but Brown will go near the end zone, but it looks like it's going to be coming back.
Yes, it does. Yes, it looks like it was Frank Drucci, 32, might be called for an illegal block, but we'll wait for the official call. But looking at it live, I believe that is what it is going to be. But that just rather unfortunate that a penalty like that would wipe out a rather outstanding play, a gutsy play, I might add, by Ed Woods and the BETH-CENTER Bulldogs. So they're still discussing it. I'm wondering if they're going to try to determine if it's a spot foul, but I mean,
gotta like the creativity in the
absolutely,
scenario.
yes.
Out of Ed Woods there.
Well,
Crafty.
Yeah, as we were saying, Matt, this is his 150th game here at BETH-CENTER.
And it'll be coming back. Tough break for the Bulldogs, as it looked like Nico Brown was going straight to the end zone.
And Ed Woods not happy about that. We'll see Nico Woods rolling right, and right about here you're going to see, they're going to say a defenseless player hit by Frank Drucci, 32. That was the block that sprung Nico Brown into the end zone, and I'm not going to pretend to know the rules. I mean, I don't know if, it sounded like they call it a defensive player hit. I mean, that's a judgment call. I mean, I will respectfully disagree with it. However, the refs are down at field level. Again, we're up, so they have a better view than we do. But
BETH-CENTER will now be at the Centurions 32, two-back set. One split out, and here's Brown again. Brown up the gut, and this time the Centurions wrap him up pretty quickly. Looks like about a gain of 2 to the 30.
So the ball was on that play spotted at the 32-yard line. It was a net loss of 11 as the foul occurred at the 17-yard line. So they spotted it from the 17-yard line back 15 yards, which explains the spot. So it is now going to be, that was a gain of 4 on that play. 2nd and 17 from the 29 with 8:55 left in the half.
The Bulldogs methodically trying to get back all that lost yardage they had on the penalty. And it looks like BETH-CENTER will be taking a timeout here with 8:45 remaining.
It's a very prudent decision right now by Ed Woods, trying to calm the players down. I mean, it's not an insurmountable, but right now, Matt, we'll take a look at the road ahead here for the Bulldogs of BETH-CENTER. They will, of course, they start their opener out in Greensboro against Mapletown. Then they're at California High School right up the road, and then they're back-to-back home games, Carmichael's, West Green, and then October 3rd, one of the games we will be covering, they will be in Perryopolis to take on Fraser. Then it's Avella at home, Jeff Morgan at home. They close out the season in Bentleyville as they take on the Bearcats of Bentworth. So,
and we will also be streaming that Fraser game live online. And it was tough to top the last 2 years that BETH-CENTER and Fraser have thrown out there. So it'll be interesting. It'll be a very exciting game come October.
And Fraser is, we were mentioning in the outset, BETH-CENTER won 24 of the last 25 games in the Tri-County South. That one loss, if I am not mistaken, came at the hands of Fraser. And
that
game,
right
I believe, was here. Yes, it was. So
2 years ago, I was actually attended the game and standing at the corner end zone where Fraser, it was tie game. It was about a minute to go, 4th down and 10, and Fraser loft past the end zone. The ball was caught right in the corner. Unbelievable play. The crowd was very into that game, and it's becoming a really big rivalry in the Mon Valley.
So we'll reset, Matt. They're going to mark the ball inside the 30. Officially, it'll be at the 29-yard line, so it's a 2nd and 18. We're wondering, interesting to see what Ed Woods has up his sleeve.
3 backs behind Kunko, 2nd and 18. It'll be a misdirection play. It's Brown, and he is wrapped up. That's number 53, Jake Wallace for Greensburg Central Catholic.
So it's Well, Greensburg Central Catholic not going down with a fight. And yes, there's plenty of football left to be played here. Watch as Brown just almost as soon as he gets the ball, you see Jake Wallace, who is one of the other co-captains for GCC, just wrap him up right away. 3rd and 20. That was a loss of 2 on that play.
3rd and about a mile. Kunko. Back to pass. Under pressure. Gets it off. That's a screen to Brown. Brown looking for a hole. Trying to bounce to the outside, but he's going nowhere. He lost a couple yards, and it'll be 4th and long for the Bulldogs.
This is one of those interesting situations. I would think you are too far back to punt, but you're too. Yes, and we're going to see John Berdar, come out onto the field. Number 1. He's been getting. He's been getting a lot of looks from D1, from a lot of different colleges, and he's going to be back deep to punt.
And they'll try to do a coffin corner kick like they did the last time.
That'll get that in about 12 yards, so we'll see what happens here.
And Bedard lets it rip a little bit more, and it will go into the end zone for a touchback. Trying a nice effort there by Jason Stay, but the Centurions will start at their own 20-yard line with 7:09 remaining here in
touchbacks
the second quarter.
Touchbacks are fine if you're on kickoffs, but on punts, not so much, but still. BETH-CENTER with a lost opportunity. Now it's up to the Centurions to see if they can take advantage of the possible change of momentum here. It will be 1st and 10 from the 20, 7:09 left in the first half.
The Centurions will start at the 20. 1 receiver split out. And Sam Nowicki's in the backfield behind Pellis. Pitch toss, Pellis. Near side. Trying to cut back, and he goes nowhere. So a host of BETH-CENTER defenders there. That looks like it was Johnny Sofren that got underneath Nowicki and brought him down.
Also saw 60, Daniel Smith, 65, Derek Hill, among the rest of the Bulldog defensive contingent who were just pursuing the running back Nowicki. So a big 2nd down and 11. It's actually a loss of a yard. So
2nd down and 11 from the 19. Pellis back to pass. Got it over, and it's complete. That is J.P. Pellis going to the 45. He's got the 50. 1 man to beat, and Brown takes him down. What a play, what a passing play by the Centurions. 1st down and 10 into Bulldog territory.
And Tom Pellis, the junior quarterback, finding his cousin J.P., gets him into Bulldog territory. I mean, that was J.P. Pellis, was his go-to receiver in that game-winning drive against Menneson. So now 1st and 10 from the BETH-CENTER 43.
Corrected myself earlier. I said he was his brother. My mistake on that one, but nonetheless, it's 1st down and 10 from the BETH-CENTER 43. Pellis hands off to Nowicki. Nowicki up the gut, and it looks like he got about a yard on that play, 2nd down.
I think they're going to mark it right at the 40-yard line. Gain of 2, it looks like, from where we're sitting. No, they gave him a gain of 1. I honestly thought he got to the 40, but again, the referees have a far better view than what we do, even with our outstanding camera crew here at CUTV. But nonetheless, going to be a 2nd down and a long 8.
2-back set. Nestor and Nowicki, but he gets it right back to his cousin, and another 1st down. The Pellis to Pellis combination's good again for decent yardage, and maybe the Centurions have found something in this BETH-CENTER defense.
I don't think BETH-CENTER looks like BETH-CENTER might have caught.
There's a flag on the play.
Okay, well, there's the pass right. A very good move by J.P. Ellis. Has to stretch a little bit to get the ball, but it's
number 4, unsportsmanlike conduct.
All right. It looks like it's going to be.
Still
All right, it looks like it's going to be a dead ball foul. They were saying it sounded like, from what I heard from the referee, it sounded like a taunting call, but nonetheless, they are still going to give him credit for the 1st down. It's going to be, as we said, a dead ball foul. So at least that's how I'm understanding it. Like I said, I'm not going to pretend to be rules expert, but they are resetting the chains as we speak. So So it looks like the ball will be at the 45. It will be a 1st and 10. He got up to the 30-yard line, but that personal foul penalty, that is going to push the Centurions back 15 yards from the 30-yard line of BETH-CENTER to the 45. So again, we've seen a couple times tonight. You'll see that regularly in high school football under National Federation rules, which is the same rules followed by the PIAA, and in turn the various districts, including the WPIAL. A lot of penalties, such you'll see holding calls or other fouls. They won't mark it from the previous line of scrimmage. They'll mark them from the spot of the actual foul. And as we just saw, the foul occurred after the play, after J.P. Pellis got to the 30-yard line, which is why the ball is at the 45-yard line. And they didn't. And again, they are determining it's a dead ball foul, the foul occurring after the gain. At least that's what it looks like, although the officials were discussing it.
But regardless, that's a play you cannot do. And you got a
Absolutely
first down.
not.
You're driving BETH-CENTER for the first time all night. You're getting positive yards against that Bulldog defense. And to do something like that, it's a coach's worst nightmare. And you saw the shot there. He was definitely probably getting an earful.
You can't blame him. Dan Mahoney, in his 3rd year as head coach of the Centurions, he's 12-9 as a head coach in his career at GCC, and now it is going to be called 1st and 25. Ball is spotted at the 45. They need to get from Fredericktown to Charleroi to get the first down.
1st and 25, handoff to Nowicki. Nowicki up the gut, and a decent run out of Sam Nowicki there. 2nd down.
All right, so he gets to West Brownsville. But anyway, it's a 6-yard gain on the play. Watch how Nowicki runs it up he just runs right up the middle as he eludes a couple of tackles. So it was good effort by the defense, but Nowicki just too fast. So now 2nd and 19.
Two-back set, 2nd and 19 from the Bulldog 39. Pellis back to pass, looking. Under pressure, gets away, trying to get away. Kennedy, down he goes, thrown back at the 48-yard line.
That is Van Deviner, 66, ultimately in on the tackle, but some outstanding pressure from the defensive line of BETH-CENTER. You watch as Pellis is back, and then he gets chased out, flushed out of the pocket by number 60, Daniel Smith, and then there you see Van Deviner, 66, finished the deal. So now we are back to
right where we started after the penalty. 3rd
Exactly.
and 25 from the 45. Pellis back to pass, hands it off, a trick play, and take it down. Good open field tackle. That is Johnny Sofran, 4th down for the Centurions.
Outstanding job by Sofran. He sniffed out that play like a bloodhound, and with 4:12 left to play, he tried to get everybody filled. He did have fool the one defender for BETH-CENTER, Smith, but Johnny Sofran, he would not have any of it. And now it will be Pavarnik back to punt.
Haven't seen a lot of Pavarnik offensively, and he gets the punt away here. It's a decent kick. It's like it'll land inside the 20 at about the 17, 18-yard line, and another flag comes out after the play.
And we were mentioning that 10 penalty. It looks.
And Creighton, before we get the call of that penalty, we're going to talk about one of our shows we do, his high school roundup. Airs Tuesday to Friday. We'll review the game we call, like this Tuesday, we will review this game. We'll also review the Laurel Highlands game, the highlights we get from them, talk about another action around the WPIAL, and give our predictions for next week and have a good amount of fun.
Speaking of Laurel Highlands, congratulations to the Mustangs. They had an upset win. Okay, we have a. So GCC's going to get flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct. Not sure if there was maybe some taunting after the play, but nonetheless. But that'll help BETH-CENTER with field position nonetheless.
2nd unsportsmanlike conduct penalty in the same drive for the Centurions.
That is just inexcusable. But we were mentioning Laurel Highlands. They had a big upset last week, defeating Elizabeth Forward with a blocked point after kick, and one of several upsets around the WPIAL. Greensburg-Salem knocking off Gateway in overtime. We saw Shenango knocking off West Beaver at West Beaver. Penn Hills beating Upper St. Clair. I mean, you know, if a lot of people say if BETH-CENTER wins tonight, that would be an upset. So it'll be back to live action, 1st and 10 for the 34.
3:44 remaining here in the first half. And a little discussion between the officials here before we get started here at BETH-CENTER. And they'll try to get one more drive going, see if they can run out the clock before halftime and possibly put some more points on the board.
And that penalty, remember, the ball went out at the 19 mat, and with the dead ball penalty, that gets it up to the 34. So that's we mentioned 10 penalties last week against Monessen, and this has been the one bugaboo that we've been hearing about GCC. Sometimes they play well, but they play without discipline.
1st down and 10 from the 34, 2-back set. Johnny Sofrin and Anthony Welsh. And Sofrin get the ball and another flag. And some of the BETH-CENTER players are pointing. They think it's on Greensburg Central Catholic, and it is offsides. 3 straight penalties for the Centurions.
And Dan Mahoney is probably not going to have any hair left by halftime with the way his team is just, these mental mistakes, it's got to be frustrating for players and coaches alike.
So now first and 5, easier start for the Bulldogs now. 2-back set, same two as mentioned before. Brown set to the right, and that play has been brought to the backfield. Here comes Welsh out of defenders, keeps going, trying to keep his feet going, and wrapped up finally and driven out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Anthony Welsh snuck out of a huge pile of defenders. Looked like a busted play at first.
And it looks like they're going to mark it for a loss of 2. We'll see a slew of Centurion defenders pursuing. There you see Joe Murray, number 60. You see, looked like Jake Weir, 24. Jake Wallace, 53, all in on the stop, and it is a loss of 2 on the play, 2nd and 7.
Good response by the Centurion defense to the recent string of penalties. As now 2nd and 7 from their own 37. Welsh behind Conco, and Conco will pass. Screen the Welsh to the right side. Here comes Welsh. Welsh cuts it back. Got a hole out near midfield at the 49-yard line. 1st down and 10 Bulldogs.
And that's one way to respond to a busted play. Just fire a screen. We'll take a look here as Comka fires it. It almost looks like a backward pass, really, to Welsh, and then Welsh finds a hole, gets right through, and he gets the 1st down. They're going to mark it at the 47-yard line. A gain of 10 by the junior.
Welsh has actually come off the field for a play there. He's been now sitting on the athletic training table, so it'd be something to watch there for you. He kept grabbing his eyes. He might have got some turf in his eyes. And it'll be a 3-back set. It'll be looks like it'll be number 3, Jason Stay now in the backfield, but this is Brown. And you know, for BETH-CENTER, if Welsh goes down, you can just turn it right to Nico Brown and still have the same amount of success.
Absolutely, that's the advantage of having, the 2 running back set. And a lot of coaches say, well, it's always nice to have a featured back, but having a Robin to your Batman, it also couldn't hurt either. But nonetheless, a gain of 2 on the play. And it looks like the training staff done attending Welsh, and I'll defer to my former athletic training colleague.
That's right.
For the diagnoses.
It looks like something minor as well. A 3-back set again, and here's the best to Stay up the guys. His first carry, he's got a big hole in front of him. Out to the Centurion 35, 1st down and 10. Move those chains for the Bulldogs.
And BETH-CENTER is throwing everything except the kitchen sink rather. There's Jason Stay running right up the gut. It takes 3 Centurions to take him down. So now we see the Bulldogs getting closer and closer to the red zone. This is what some people call the maroon zone between the 20 and 40. So it's 1st and 10 at the 37.
Ticking clock, 1:35. Welsh back in the game. Will hand off to Johnny Sofrin. Sofrin up the gut. Looks like he got about a couple. Inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Clock continues to move.
You wonder if Ed Woods might use one of his 2 remaining timeouts in this situation, or if he's just maybe going to burn enough timeouts so as to not to give GCC potentially an opportunity to get the ball back. But we'll see what happens on 2nd and 7.
And it looks like BETH-CENTER will stack 4 receivers to the near side of the field and 1 out. And Kunko, screen pass, Welsh. And he drops the ball. Could be a backward pass, but nonetheless, BETH-CENTER recovers.
That is what they're going to call it, a backward pass. It's actually going to be a loss of 3. That's a big break for the Bulldogs.
Timeout, BETH-CENTER.
Yes, timeout for BETH-CENTER, 46 seconds left. So, it's been one of those long weeks, Matt. Some of it is the heat and humidity. I almost said chicken sink. So, well, you know what, Matt? We see the BETH-CENTER band here. I have not seen if GCC brought a band here tonight.
I do not believe so.
But
BETH-CENTER be putting on a show for their halftime crowd. BETH-CENTER, a lot of BETH-CENTER former bandmates are in the Cal U marching band, and we'll be seeing them tomorrow for the Cal U opening kickoff against Virginia State. But BETH-CENTER still coming strong. They traveled a lot of festivals, so definitely stay tuned and watch these great young men and women perform.
So actually, looks like they put some time back on the clock. I thought it was 45 seconds, but it's actually 55 seconds. So then again, we almost created a new invention called the chicken sink instead of the kitchen sink. So but anyway, when we get back to live action, at 3rd and 12 from the 39, now we haven't seen too many passes from BETH-CENTER, but the screens, pitches, they've been very effective. And that offensive line for BETH-CENTER, they have more than held their own tonight. And that includes guys like 58, Colton Belmont, 60, Daniel Smith. So now, and also tight end Frank Drucci, 32, 3rd and 12.
Interesting to see it. The Bulldogs open it down the field. It'll be a late handoff fumble picked up by the Centurions. Oh, that's a tough turnover for the Bulldogs. Centurions football. 50 seconds remaining.
Looked like 76. Tom Slavic just kind of swatted the ball out of Kunko, and it just, and we see Slavic just get by his defender, or his blocker rather. And we see him swat the ball out and able to scoop it up. So now the Centurions have a chance to bring home the equalizer. 50 seconds left in the first half.
47 yards to go for a score. Out of the gun is Pellis. Fires. Oh, it's got it complete, and it's dropped. Oh, tough drop there by, looks like that was Nowicki. Caught myself jumping. Looked like he was going to catch it there first, but tough drop. It'd be 2nd down and 10.
That's a tough break for the Bulldogs. 45 seconds left, so now you really have 3 more cracks at the end zone. I don't believe a field goal. I think the Centurions are thinking touchdown.
And we'll set up. Looks like they'll be going 5 wide here. 2 to the near side. 3 receivers split to the far side. Pellis out of the gun. 46 seconds to go. Pellis takes the snap, looking, dances around, fires. He's got a man and overthrown out of the hands of Jake Ware, the tight end.
Oh, that's a 2-drop pass. Well, two unfortunate breaks for the Centurions. We saw the drop pass on 1st down, the ball through Weir's hands. On 2nd down. So 3rd and 10 from the 48. And you also got to give that defensive line of BETH-CENTER quite a bit of credit. You see guys like 85, Tommy Strauss. I mean, we also saw Derek Killigan. They are just harassing this quarterback. So now big 3rd down here.
3rd down and 10 from the 47. In motion is Joe Trissler. Pellis takes the snap, fires. There's his cousin. Ellis up the gut, and he's got it up yardage for 1st down. The ball came out, but they'll be rolling him down. But good play, and another flag comes out.
I wonder.
Calamity.
Probably some. We'll wait and see what the officials say, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's another unsportsmanlike. I didn't notice any late hits, Matt.
And a big scrum underneath there. J.P. Ellis again could be involved, and it looks like it will be on BETH-CENTER. Pellis didn't do anything.
It's going to be at the end of the play. You're going to see Pellis with the ball, and it looks like there you see a little scuffling after the play.
Right there. Yep.
And That's Jason Stay shoving down Pellis. Not a rather ill-advised penalty, because now you get the Centurions, probably for the first time all game, are now inside the Bulldogs red zone. 1st and 10 with 32 seconds left.
20 yards away, 32 seconds, 2 timeouts. Enough time for the Centurions. Pellis back to pass. Sets. Scrambles out to the right. Chase out of the pocket. Looking to go. He'll take it himself. There, he get it off, and it'll be incomplete. Looked like he was just going to try to run it out of bounds, but he tried a shot to the end zone. It just fell short. Second down.
And he almost barely got it off before crossing the line of scrimmage. So, once again, we saw Van Deviner, excuse me. I'm sure I'll get a name right at some point this evening. He just pursuing Pellis right there on that, as he has for the most part all night. 2nd and 10, 23 seconds left.
23 seconds remaining. Pellis, one back set. Back to pass again. Looking. And a good play there. Nico Brown all over J.P. Pellis to set up 3rd and 10.
That's a good, clean defensive play there by Nico Brown. There was a little bit of contact, but it was almost negligible, really. See the pass, Tom Pellis, and they're going for the ball. Looks like Brown got his hand right in front of the ball as they kind of collided, if you really want to call it that. But nonetheless, another big 3rd down play here for the Bulldogs. They not only get a stop, but keep their composure.
19 seconds remaining. 2 back set. They'll send Tressler in motion to the right side. Back to pass is Pellis. Sets up, screen to Nowicki. Nowicki looking for a 1st down, and he'll just run out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. Looks like the official standing at the 17-yard line for 4th down. And once again, Creighton, you saw Pellis getting flushed out of that pocket by the BETH-CENTER defense.
And there you see this time, it wasn't just, this time it was also, you saw 54, Dakota Vilkos bringing the heat as well as Van Deviner. I mean, Van Deviner we've called his name a lot, not because of penalties, because he's been in on the rush, and the Centurions are gonna go for it.
4th down and 7, 12 seconds to go right before the half. 3 receivers to the near side, one to the far. Pellis out of the gun, takes the snap, back to pass. Looks, fires, end zone, incomplete. And a turnover on downs for the Centurions. What a great job by the Bulldog defense.
That was intended for Sam Nowicki. Almost looked like he might have slipped right before he got to the end zone. You see the stop back, and this time we see the Centurions offensive line with some good job holding them off, but it looked like Nowicki just couldn't keep his footing, and you saw Welsh, and that looks like 22, Johnny Sofren, putting with some good pressure on, or good coverage rather. So 7 seconds left, turnover on downs. I would not be surprised if BETH-CENTER just takes a knee and brings it into halftime.
And 7 seconds to go, they will line up in the victory formation.
Well, they did win the first half.
Kunko will take a knee, and indeed, BETH-CENTER will be going to the locker rooms with a 7-0 lead. What a defensive battle in the first half. We'll see what the second half will bring. Stay tuned next for the marching bands on halftime here at CUTV. 7-0 Bulldogs.
For almost 30 years, CUTV has been the campus and community home for local news, sports, and entertainment. Broadcast in 100,000 homes in southwestern Pennsylvania, CUTV provides complete coverage of Vulcan sports as well as high school football coverage. Broadcast weekly live, CUTV News Center provides coverage of local and campus events, weekend weather, sports highlights, and feature stories. For more information on CUTV, check us out on the web, friend us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter. Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the CalU student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with WorkSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI Farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
Stay connected with CUTV. Subscribe to us on YouTube for new videos. Follow us on Twitter for status updates. Like us on Facebook for updates, videos, and more. CUTV social media. Get connected, stay connected.
Didn't get out to the high school football game this past Friday? Don't worry, because CUTV Sports has you covered. Never miss a second of this season's upcoming high school action, as CUTV's Game of the Week takes you to the stadium and gives you the best seat in the house. Now in its 29th season of bringing you all of the best local games, CUTV Sports is your local leader in high school football coverage.
It is halftime here at Bulldog Stadium here in Fredericktown, Pennsylvania, and it's now one of my favorite times of a high school football game. It's the marching band, and tonight it's BETH-CENTER lighting up their home turf.
Next up is Vehicle by the Ides of March, featuring a solo by Brian Carnahan. Our third selection this evening is Come Sail Away by Styx, with a solo by Emily Kaufman. next selection, the band will perform Earth, Wind, and Fire's September. We end tonight's halftime show with the ever popular Boogie Shoes by KC and the Sunshine Band. The Bethlehem Center Bulldog Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Kenneth Kaufman. Assistant directors, Mr. Jeff Miller and Miss Elisa O'Neill. The majorette sponsor is Mrs. Debbie Young, and the silk sponsor is Mrs. Maria Kaufman. The Bethlehem Center
High School Roundup is your place for local high school coverage. From highlights of the game of the week to all of the scores and standings from around the region, local high school fans will be ready when the lights come on Friday night. High School Roundup only on CUTV. CUTV News Center brings you the best in local news, weather, entertainment, and sports.
A new building is being constructed and it is estimated.
We take a look at our local temperatures for this morning. Right around Du Bois, we have 38 degrees. swimmer Diana Nyad, and former pro hockey player Sean Avery.
With the PSAC preseason poll.
CUTV News Center, live, Thursdays at 5.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
You can relive all of the action from your favorite CUTV program today. From regional championships to high school football, you can take home your favorite CUTV game or event to relive anytime. Just send a return address and DVD information with $16.95 per DVD to 250 University Avenue, care of CUTV. Order today.
Welcome back to the second half here at Bulldog Stadium in beautiful Fredericktown, Pennsylvania. My name is Matt Higgy. Alongside me is Creighton Rapp for the second half of this game. And BETH-CENTER out to a 7-0 lead over Greensburg Central Catholic. And Creighton, big defensive struggle and a lot of ground game.
That we've seen quite a bit of ground. You see 76 yards rushing for BETH-CENTER, 42 for GCC. Centurions with 54 passing yards, and just the turnovers stand out. 2 for GCC, 1 for BETH-CENTER, but also the penalties. That's not counting those 3 penalties on that one play, which all offset. So it's been really an even matchup. I think a lot of observers were expecting this to be close. You had quite a few predicting GCC would win. Some were predicting BETH-CENTER would win. So it's really turned out to be probably an absolute classic intersection showdown between the Bulldogs of the Tri-County South and the Centurions for the Eastern Conference. So we got some highlights, Matt.
And indeed we do. Starting off here is Greensburg Central Catholic rolling to the left here. Watch this interception by Anthony Welsh, keeping his feet in bounds. I know I got excited over that one. And here is Welsh again. Here's the reason why BETH-CENTER is up 7-0 right here. And here's Welsh again. It's been the Anthony Welsh show. Welsh has been all over the place. He's been returning the ball, rushing the ball, catching the ball, everything. And he's been and look at that, plowed over to Greensburg Central. And this is a key play right here. BETH-CENTER was driving with a minute to go, but a great play by the Centurions to turn the ball over, and they failed on 4th down in the Bulldog red zone here. As we see head coach Ed Woods. Creighton, what are the keys in this second half? As well as keys later here, some halftime scores.
Just keep doing what you're doing. That's the big thing for BETH-CENTER, as Ed Woods looks for his 99th career win as head coach of the Bulldogs. A win tonight puts him 1 win away from the century mark, which is quite an accomplishment in the WPIAL. So Greensburg Central, really, they got to try and get the get the passing attack going, be able to beat this BETH-CENTER defense. It's been more than a handful for the Centurions tonight, and this is where your quarterback Tommy Pellis and his receiving core, Jake Weir, J.P. Pellis, this is where they have to step up. Brian Pavarnik, he basically scored all the points last week against Monessen. So you got to look for more out of number 48 in the second half. So, and the Centurions will get the ball back to start this second half. Incidentally, Welsh, 8 carries for 27 yards, also caught 3 passes for 20 yards. And Tom Pellis, 5 for 14 for 54 yards and that 1 interception. And so Matt, it's going to really come down to really the last team standing. It could also come down to whoever gets the ball last wins. So it's that kind of game.
Whoever can control the line of scrimmage, it's both teams showing the ground. BETH-CENTER really not able to open the ball up downfield where Greensburg Central Catholic turned to that late in the second half. But right now, Creighton, I got to say, BETH-CENTER controlled the line of scrimmage in the first half.
Absolutely, and I mean that's, as we mentioned before, that was really GCC's game plan when they beat Monessen, and now the Centurions, to an extent, are getting really a taste of their own medicine, and you're going to have 3 deep receivers, or returners rather, for the Bulldogs. Left to right, that is Nico Brown, 25, Jason Stay, 3, and Anthony Welsh, Mr. Everything. He's been, from my first half star of the game, he's been, to paraphrase Mike Tomlin, he's been successful all 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, special teams.
Obviously.
Yes. He's very impressive. I would not, and he's only a junior, so a couple years we might see him playing some college ball. He certainly deserves some looks, that is for sure.
Something Mike Tomlin says obviously a lot. And obviously we're kicking the second half off here. And it looks like it will be Brown catching the ball about the 20. Looking for a lane. Here comes Brown. Brown up the gut. Here he goes. Brown at midfield. One man to beat. There he goes. Nico Brown out of the gates. Getting run down the sideline and knocked out of bounds in the red zone. What an electrifying start by the Bulldogs.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you could just, never mind lighting up. He just lit up enough electricity to light up Fredericktown, Centerville, West Brownsville, the whole valley. What an outstanding job by the senior Nico Brown. Just he found a hole, slipped through some gaps that his blockers gave him, and first and 10 from the 15. That is, by my count, 65 yards on that kick return. So Bulldogs are in business.
From the Centurions' 15-yard line, 2 receivers split near side, and Nico Brown in the backfield. And the handoff, that's Sofrin up the gut, and it looks like he got about a yard or 2 up to the 13-yard line.
Well, the offensive line got the hole open, but a couple of defenders for the Centurions look like Tom Slavik, 76, among those in on the stop. Looked like also Jack Kilcarey, 54, but gave him a gain of 1 on the play. So now it'll be a 2nd and 9. So Welsh is going to be back there along with Sofran, and it's going to definitely keep this Centurion defense honest at this point.
Sofran lines up behind Conco, and he gets a pitch toss to the left. Excuse me, that's Nico Brown. Brown trying to turn the corner, and Greensburg Central Catholic was ready for him, and it'll be setting up a 3rd down.
And I think part of the reason the Centurions got to Nico Brown rather quickly, that ball looked a little, you'll see here, you see the pitch out just almost looked a little wide, but Brown was able to reel it in. But there we see once again Joe Murray, number 60, in on the stop, and it looked like also, well, we couldn't tell who the other player was, but nonetheless, they're going to say loss of a yard on that play, so a big 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs. And remember, Berdar, if they need him for a field goal, he's certainly a guy.
Centurion defense looking to shut down the Bulldogs after that long kick return. Conco flush to the right, looking for a receiver, fires, and it's incomplete. 4th down upcoming. Looked like the intended receiver was Welsh.
Actually, it looked like 32, Frank Drucci, the tight end. The ball just thrown a little out of his reach. So if you see the quarterback flushed out, rolls right, and then
that was Welsh.
Okay, I couldn't tell from. Yeah, you're right. Good call, Matt. I thought it was 32, but you're right. It was Welsh, but now we do not see.
Berdar's out there.
He is out there, so it looks like it is going to be a 31-yard field goal. I believe this will be his first field goal attempt of the year. He's 5 for 6 on PATs so far.
The ball is spotted. The kick is blocked! Blocked by the Centurions. What a stop by the Centurion defense. And Welsh went to go to recover it. The Centurions looked like they were celebrating a little prematurely there, but Welsh recovered the ball. But if you got to believe there, the Centurions, if somebody picks that up, they could be running the other way.
Oh, absolutely. And watch the block right there by 48, Brian Pavarnik. We were expecting to call his name a lot more on offense tonight, but now we get to call him on special teams. So a tough break right there for the Bulldogs, a missed opportunity. So now the Centurions are going to be set up shop in really better field position. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. So I would not be surprised if you start seeing the Centurions go deep on this drive.
Saw that near the end of the second half, but BETH-CENTER trying to open up this game. They cannot. That may come back to bite them in the end. This handoff, that is Pavarnik right up the gut. And that was only his second carry of the game.
And we saw that BETH-CENTER defense just converging.
Excuse me, that was Nesser.
Right. Well, nonetheless, look at the job by Nesser. He thinks he has a hole, but look at Jason Stay, number 3, right in the middle of your screen. He's the first one there, and that, thwarts some momentum, but he is able to get a gain of 4 on that last play.
Pavarnik lines up behind Nesser this time. 2nd down and 6 from the Centurions 33. Each receiver split out. And now, screen to the right. Here comes Pavarnik up the gut. Pavarnik, decent run. It'll be setting up a 3rd down and short at about the 37, 38-yard line.
And we saw a couple of missed tackles right there by the Bulldogs defense. Just a good, Pavarnik was just able to slip right through. That speed really paying off for him. So now a third and 2 right here. So this is what BETH-CENTER really needs, a big stop here if they want to try and really shut down the momentum here from GCC.
3rd down and 2. 3 backs behind Pellis. Oh, and it falls out! Fumble! Picked up by Nico Brown, and he will go the distance! Touchdown, Bulldogs! Unbelievable!
Wow! A bad snap right there by GCC, and 3rd turnover of the game, 6 on the season for Greensburg Central Catholic. And Matt, we've been mentioning this all night. It nearly cost him against Monessen, and now it could cost him here. Take a look, a bad exchange by the center, and the quarterback ball squirts out to the left, and there's Nico Brown with the scoop and score. And all of a sudden, momentum, thy name is BETH-CENTER. That was just a bad break by GCC, but Nico Brown, Johnny on the spot, and 13-0 BETH-CENTER pending the extra point.
Nico Brown doing it both offensively and defensively. We talked about the first half was the Anthony Welsh show. This is right now the Nico Brown show in the second half. Here's the kick, high kick, and it's good. And there's a flag on the play.
We'll wait and see what that what the flag is, but it is a personal foul roughing the kicker on GCC. That's the preliminary indication.
Now we'll send it to commercial here. 14-0 BETH-CENTER. Thanks to that man, Nico Brown on the scoop and score. Stay tuned for more action on CUTV Sports.
For almost 30 years, CUTV has been the campus and community home for local news, sports, and entertainment. Broadcast in 100,000 homes in southwestern Pennsylvania, CUTV provides complete coverage of Vulcan sports as well as high school football coverage. Broadcast weekly live, CUTV News Center provides coverage of local and campus events, weekend weather, sports highlights, and feature stories. For more information on CUTV, check us out on the web, friend us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
CUTV. California. University. Television.
Stadium and Creighton, during commercial, we got the call running in the kicker penalty by the Centurions, and now instead of kicking the ball off from their own 40, they will be kicking off from the Centurion 45.
To clarify, Matt, that is in fact roughing the kicker. They indicated personal foul, ball 15 yards enforced on the kickoff. So I would say, barring something bizarre, John Bednar is going to get another, Berdar, is going to get another touchback here with a very short field. So it'll likely be 1st and 10 for the Centurions.
And he tees it off, and that is a beaut. Through the uprights. And the student section loves that.
Hey, I'm not going to lie, Matt. I like that too. It's too bad you don't get credit for a field goal on that, but nonetheless, this John Berdar is absolutely amazing. And, we were talking about Nico Brown offensively and defensively. Let's not forget special teams. It was that punt return that just lit the crowd up here to start the second half. So now it's going to be another big sequence here for the Bulldogs defense. Can they carry that momentum here as the Centurions will have 1st and 10 from the 20, 8:39 left in the third quarter.
Two-back set behind Pellis. That will be Nesser and Nowicki. 1st down and 10 from the 20. It is Nowicki to the left side. Guts it back inside. And it looks like you got about 5, rolls over, get about 6, 7 yards on the play. Second down.
They are going to spot it at the 26 as Nowicki rolls out to his left. He's able to find a hole and get a respectable gain of 6 yards there on that play. So it will now be 2nd down and 4. Time is not GCC's friend. In theory, there's plenty of time left, but you have to wonder, when does that sense of urgency kick in?
Two-back set, Pellis, under 8 minutes remaining. 2nd down and 4, and a handoff right up the gut. And a flag in the backfield there.
There's a late flag after the play, but we'll wait and see what the call is.
We have a flag on the play.
And that was Nesser on the carry.
Personal foul, number 54. Unnecessary.
That's center.
Looked like it might have been.
Yards, 1st down.
Well, that's going to be on Dakota Vilkos, 54 for BETH-CENTER. We're wondering if it might have been a late hit after the play, but that's a costly mistake. You'll see there right in the left side of your screen. Well, 54 was well out of the play by that time, so it might have been something. It might have been maybe a little extracurricular or an extra push or something we weren't able to notice, but nonetheless, that's a very costly penalty for the Bulldogs, and it now brings the Centurions close to midfield. 1st and 10 from the 49.
Their own 49, two-back set. Pellis, hands off. That is Eubank on the carry. Gets into Bulldog territory in the play. It'll bring up 2nd down.
We were talking about how the penalties really hurt.
Centurion player is down.
Nesser gets a carry brought down by Zeli.
I believe that's 76. Tom Slavik being tended to you. So it's game time temperature, 87 degrees here in Fredericktown, actually in part of East Bethlehem Township. And I think looks like we're seeing the same situation that we've seen last week. A lot of players cramping up.
Creighton, during this injury timeout, we will look at our YouTube page here, CUTV Sports 1. We'll put this high school game on later this week. We have many different broadcasts from different games from the past couple years. California Vulcan games will be on there. And for anybody, I know my parents back home in Douglasville, Eastern PA, you can see CUTV Sports, all the broadcasts, anytime, anywhere on your laptop.
And my girlfriend Ann lives up in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. She's watched some of our productions from her house up in Edmonton. So Slavik walks off on his own power. Looks like it might have been some cramping situations. We saw that last week at our game, Clareton at California, and as we tape this at this moment, it is 80 degrees out there. Humidity is about 66%. It feels like it's 80 out there, but the sun is set, so hopefully that should help things a little bit, but nonetheless, 2nd and 6, 7:42 left.
Two-back set, that is Pavarnik, left side. Pavarnik cuts it up. Pavarnik knocked out of bounds. Ryan Pavarnik starting to get things rolling, and he's got a 1st down for the Centurions deeper in the BETH-CENTER territory.
And we should be able to see on this play, watch how we watch as Pavarnik, 48 now on the right side of your screen, he's going to roll left, and we might be able to see a block there. We couldn't tell, but it looked like J.P. Pellis, number 4, with a good block to open up some running room for Pavarnik. So 1st and 10 now. The Centurions are on the move.
See, they'll use him more, but this time it will be Nesser up the gut, and the BETH-CENTER defense prevents him from getting any further than about 2-3 yards, bringing up 2nd down.
Looks like they're going to call it 3 yards, Matt. They got the ball spotted at the 32-yard line. As we said, Brian Pavarnik last week against Monessen, he was basically the entire scoring, both touchdowns and the game-winning field goal with under 2 seconds left.
6:48 remaining in the 3rd quarter, 2nd down and 7 from the Bulldog 32. Two-back set, it's Nesser and Pavarnik again, 2 split near side. Pellis, handoff, that's Pavarnik, right side, trying to cut the corner, breaking tackles, and it'll be brought down there by number 32, Frank DeRucci. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Frank DeRucci with the stop up. Also seeing on that play, I don't know if we might not ever, if we do have a replay we can show, but it was a good block right there by Joe Trichler, number 29, wide receiver. We haven't called his name much. Trichler, by the way, will re-enter the game. Eubank also, it looks like he'll be a wide receiver, but there's the block. Looks like, I'm sorry, I thought we had the block there, but nonetheless, Trichler with a great block that enabled the gain of 4, so now it's 3rd and 3.
Huge 3rd down for the 28 of the Bulldogs. Handoff, Eubank up the gut, he's got it and more. Breaking tackles inside the 20, still going. What a run by Eubank.
You know, Matt, there was a, we also we have a whistle on the play. Not sure if it's a player down or what the situation is.
BETH-CENTER is thinking they got the ball, but it looked like he was down on the play.
That would be, well, there looks like there's also a penalty. So I think they're, we'll wait and see what the officials decide. They are going to be meeting. I thought it was a flag, but it looked like they actually threw a beanbag down.
And it'll be Centurion football. Looks like the one ref pointed it. The BETH-CENTER crowd does not like it, and indeed the official call is 1st down for the Centurions.
All right, we're going to take a look here. There you see the running back, and
great run.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's carrying 4 guys with him.
It reminds me of a player we saw during our CalU football broadcasts from Westchester. We did a lot of that last year. It's a Harlan Hill finalist. That's who he reminded me of, and I'll get the name. I'll try and remember who it is.
Rondell White.
Yes.
And handoff will be Brian Pavarnik up the gut, and for minimal gain, it'll be 2nd down.
But my guess is I think after they were discussing on that previous play, it looked like they might have said he was down before the ball came loose. But nonetheless, a gain of 4 there on that last play by the Centurions. Pavarnik once again, it's just, I mean, this is, we were saying right at the start of the half, he needs to heat up, and so far so good. Remember, he had 68 rushing yards in the win against Monessen last week.
Only had 1 carry in the 1st half. This one, it'll be the other fullback, Nesser. Nesser up the gut, fights his way forward, close to the 1st down marker, but he will be short, and it'll be 3rd down.
Looks like it's going to be 3rd and 1, or 3rd and 2 from our angle. It's difficult to tell, but nonetheless, watch how Nesser finds his hole. Look at the good job by the GCC offensive line. We just saw 56 Zach Skatel, 76 Tom Slavik back in the game. But a good job, a good block there by Skatel. So 4:20 left in the 3rd quarter. A big 3rd and 1 play. Forthcoming ball is at the 13-yard line.
3rd down and 1, 2-back set. Here's Pavarnik, left side, he's got it. Just barely, still driving the pile forward. A huge mess inside the 10-yard line there, but it looked like the Centurions will have a 1st down.
I believe that's going to depend on the spot. Looks like they needed the 12, but they got to the 11. A big 1st down. It's just a dog pile, like maybe what you used to see back in the day in elementary school. But there's Pavarnik. You see 1, 2, looks like 3, maybe 4 BETH-CENTER defenders. He just pushes the pile forward. You see some other white jerseys helping push the pile, but by that point he already had the 1st down. So it'll now be 1st and goal. Ball will be at the 6.
3-back set this time. Eubank, Nesser, Pavarnik in order. Behind Pellis. Here's Pavarnik up the gut, fighting his way close to the goal line. Looks like he brought down about the 2-3 yard line, 2nd and goal.
This is going to be a big defensive stand for the Bulldogs. We saw Frank Drucci, 32, in on the stop. Here you see Pavarnik, and the offensive line for GCC coming to life. There you see that look like actually the tight end, Ed Kalani, 89, getting a good clearing block.
Same formation. Here's Pavarnik, left side, fighting his way to the goal line. And no. Third and goal.
Markham about maybe less than a yard short, and that was just good convergence right there by the GCC, the BETH-CENTER defense. You see that looked like it was Jason Stay, number 3, leading the way, getting that initial stop, and his teammates providing some backups. So now, 3rd and 1. You see the crowd starting to come alive here in Fredericktown.
All the big boys up front. 3rd and 1. Pellis, handoff. Eubank. No signal yet.
Yes, touchdown.
Yes, touchdown. Greensburg Central Catholic back in the ballgame.
And that's what you needed if you're the Centurions. It doesn't have to be a quick strike drive. Grind up as much clock as you can and get the touchdown. We're going to see here on the replay. We're going to see
all the power between the line there. And we talked about BETH-CENTER controlling the line of scrimmage for most part of the game, but that drive was all GCC, exactly what they needed to do.
So now we'll see how the Bulldogs respond. Now remember, GCC had a pair of missed extra points in their last game. Adam Tucker now on the kick.
Tucker, the senior. Ball is spotted, kicks away, and it's good. So with 2:44 left in the 3rd quarter, a good-looking drive by the Greensburg Central Centurions. Bring them within 1 touchdown. 7 points at BETH-CENTER. Stay tuned for more action on CUTV Sports.
Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the CalU student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI Farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. 2:44 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, and the Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions have cut the BETH-CENTER lead to 14-7. Creighton, after that crazy fumble return for its touchdown for BETH-CENTER, Greensburg Central Catholic responds with a pretty good-looking drive.
That's what you need if you're GCC, as we see Jason Stay, one of the 3 return men for the Bulldogs. He's in the center. Nico Law to his left, Anthony Welsh to his right. But absolutely, Matt. I mean, this is the Centurions showing they are not going to give up. Now, something you're going to notice, back in the day, when you had, for example, an onside kick, not you're having one now, but players would always line up on one side. Under high school rules, you can't do that anymore. Plus, you have to line up no further than 5 yards away from the ball. That's one of the new rules implemented this year.
It'll be Pavarnik kicking off, and it will be interesting to see if he tries to stay away from Nico Brown, who almost brought the second half started kick back. He tees it off, and it looks like it's going to be Brown again, right at him. Starts at the 20. Here comes Brown. Makes a man miss, still on his feet, still going, and the ball is loose. Could this be a turnover? And it is! Greensburg Central Catholic football. What a plot twist.
Well, this is kind of what we expected. We didn't expect Nico Brown to turn the ball over on that play. See if we saw almost like the last punt return. He tries to find a hole, but this time you see the Centurion defense just swarming right there, and it looks like it might have been number 9 for GCC who forced the play, Stephen Johns, but it was tough to tell from that angle. But it was Stephen Foray, number 4. I'm sorry, Dom Eisenman, number 14, recovering for the Centurions.
And 2:36 remaining in the first quarter. The Centurions will start at the Bulldog 40. Hand off to Nesser, and BETH-CENTER roughing him up. Before he gets a big gain, he gets about 2-3 yards to bring up second down. Okay, Jason Stay was in on the tackle.
Gain of 3 on that play, Matt. And again, with time ticking, I mean, each defensive play becomes very critical if you are BETH-CENTER.
Second down and 7 from the 38-yard line of BETH-CENTER. Two-back set. It's Nesser and Pavarnik. And handoff to Pavarnik, left side. Keeps it going. On his feet. Plows over his man. On it. Still going. Pavarnik to the right side. He's got a lane in front of him. To the corner. Touchdown, Greensburg Central Catholic.
He had just open space right there on that touchdown run as he just kind of went in a kind of diagonal line to the end zone. So all of a sudden, momentum is now shifting back into the Centurions' favor.
And maybe that's why Greensburg Central Catholic wasn't doing so well on offense. They weren't using Pavarnik, and now they've turned him loose here. And my gosh, Creighton, he looks like Larry Zonka on this run.
I see 1, 2, at least 2 missed tackles right there by BETH-CENTER. You saw Anthony Welsh closing in, but he was not able to get there in time. So with 1:43 left in the third quarter, this is going to be a crucial extra point, which, as we said, not always automatic for the Centurions.
Ball is spotted. Kick is away, and it's good. Tie ball game. What a game is shaping up here in Fredericktown. Just like that, we are tied at 14. 1:43 left in the third quarter. Stay tuned for more action on CUTV Sports.
Didn't get out to the high school football game this past Friday? Don't worry, because CUTV Sports has you covered. Never miss a second of this season's upcoming high school action, as CUTV's Game of the Week takes you to the stadium and gives you the best seat in the house. Now in its 29th season of bringing you all of the best local games, CUTV Sports is your local leader in high school football coverage.
And welcome back to Bulldog Stadium here. Greensburg Central Catholic using the fumble on the kick return by Nico Brown, and all it took was 2 plays, and Brian Pavarnik with his first touchdown of the game. I mean, Creighton, he put the team on his back.
Yeah, once again, just like he did against Monessen, and now he's going to try and do the same here against BETH-CENTER.
And Tucker will tee it off, not Pavarnik. And we get off a squib kick, and it looks like it will be taken off a bobble by Stay. Jason Stay at the 20 and wrapped down. Good open field tackle there by Joe Murray.
A good job by the GCC special teams to get down there in quite a hurry. So this is going to be this is really the, for lack of a better way to put it, a gut check possession here for the Bulldogs. They need to see if they can punch back and at least sustain a good offensive drive to get a go-ahead touchdown here.
Bulldogs will start from their own 27. 1:38 remaining in the third quarter. Handoff, Welsh. We haven't called his name much in the second half, and it's a good run out to about the 34-yard line.
You know, Matt, you were alluding to the way we had not called Brian Pavarnik's name much in the first half, and then he just exploded. Maybe the same thing can happen here for Anthony Welsh. Welsh just finds a hole and then gets a pretty good gain of about 6 yards on that play. And now we're going to see whose offensive line whose line can really hold up the strongest. And speaking of, we just saw freshman offensive lineman Tim Trump, 68, coming into the game. So something to keep an eye on to see how this new lineman.
And it'll be second down and 4 from the 34. Two-back set, Conco. The Welsh, left side, Welsh up the gut. He's got a first down out to the 42-yard line. Excuse me, that was Nico Brown. He's so many different backs, it's hard to keep track of them.
Yes, and sometimes it's hard to tell the numbers because of type font, but nonetheless, look at the way Nico Brown, almost the same exact play that Welsh had for that game where he's taken down by Paul Fitchner, 21, the sophomore for the Centurions. So 1st and 10.
Welsh and Stay line up as the receivers, Nico Brown in the backfield. First down and 10 from the 42. Pitch toss right side to Brown. Brown looking for a hole and a good tackle there. That was Nessler on the play, and looks like only Nico Brown got about 1 yard.
And without that tackle by Jake Nessler, it's very probable that Nico Brown gets more than just the 1 yard he gained on the play. On the pitch right there, you see Nessler, number 30, just honing in, and also give some credit. That looks like Jason Eubank also in on this play.
Getting down, 23 seconds left in the first quarter. Probably time for one more play. 2nd down and 9 from the BETH-CENTER 43. Conco, handoff. Brown up the gut. Brown still going, and he's about a yard short of the first down. And that looks like that will
be a
timeout by BETH-CENTER. So they will run at least one more play here in the third quarter. But Creighton, Greensburg Central Catholic, reason why we weren't calling Welsh's name a lot is because Greensburg Central Catholic has been on the field for pretty much the first half. BETH-CENTER just took 2 plays in their 1 scoring drive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a good point, Matt. You know, that last drive from GCC took quite a while, and that chewed up quite a bit of clock. So it's interesting. You know, we were mentioning, we got quite a few broadcasts coming up here on CUTV. As we have a pair of California University football games, the season opener inside Adamson Stadium against Virginia State, and then the Vulcans next week traveling to Bloomsburg to take on the Huskies, the defending PSAC champions. That should be, I mean, it's just going to be a tough road for the Vulcans to start off the season, but you can catch every snap, every play from the season opener right to the end, right here on CUTV. And speaking of road trips, man, last week Penn State opened their season out in Ireland, and there was a couple of teams from your neck of the woods out in the Lancaster.
Yeah, Penn Manor and Cedar Cliff. Yes. That's right. Yes.
That was rather interesting. The first time, obviously, first time a Lancaster Lebanon League game has been played outside the country, but that had to be an interesting experience.
Oh, absolutely. For those young men, Penn Manor becoming one of the Lancaster Lebanon League favorites as we'll get very ready. Back to action here. 8 seconds left, 3rd down and 1. Big 3rd down here for BETH-CENTER. Brown in motion, far side. Conco, almost lost a snap, a broken play, and the Greensburg Central Catholic defense has thrown Conco back and will force BETH-CENTER to punt in the start of the 4th quarter here.
And what just an outstanding job by the GCC defense. And I believe we're going.
Time has run out. It showed the timer is at 0.
I think they're just resetting it. I didn't know if we were going to have the replay coming up.
And Creighton, instead of sending it to break here as we start the 4th quarter, we're going to do one of our favorite things, the CUTV tradition here for high school sports. We're going to talk about the hot dog score for BETH-CENTER. And this week, BETH-CENTER with an impressive score, 9.6. Quality hot dog at the concession stand over in the far side there past the baseball stadium. But the one thing I liked about BETH-CENTER's concession stand, they have Pizza Hut pizza. I love Pizza Hut pizza. I think they said they're selling whole pizzas. I can eat a whole pizza.
Share it with me, partner. But I mean, I had a hot dog right prior to the game and a cut of pizza. So an outstanding job by the concession staff here at BETH-CENTER. And you see that 9.6 leap, right? That puts the Bulldogs in the lead right behind California High School, where we were at last week.
They really took ahead of California High School here as we'll get a shot of that concession stand there. Right? And nestled in the far side of the stadium there. Credit to all the moms working there. Done an absolutely nice job with this really good crowd on hand here for this, a very exciting game between 2 great teams.
Yeah, speaking of 2 great teams, another while we kill time here, we saw North Penn losing to LaSalle College last week back in your neck of the woods out in Philadelphia. That was a big game, could have statewide implications in Quad A, but as we'll come back here, the big game here with single A implications in the Whitfield.
And here we go, fourth quarter. Buckle up, everybody. They'll punt it off to the Greensburg Central Catholic. It is Bernard. Decent punt, so it'd be in out of bounds at about the 21-yard line is where the official is standing. J.P. Pellis tried to go over to catch it, but just let it run out of bounds. So that's where the Centurions will start with 11:54 remaining.
Very prudent decision right there by Pellis, but you know, it almost looking from the naked eye, it looked like it might have that Berdal didn't exactly. Excuse me. Yeah, Berdar didn't exactly get it all off of it, get the kickoff quite well, but nonetheless, I mean, that's a respectable field position for the Centurions. We'll see if the Bulldogs defense can regain their form they had in the first half.
And Greensburg Central Catholic really destroying the BETH-CENTER defensive line on that last drive, going all the way down the field, 80 yards. And here's Pellis. He'll hand the ball off to Sam Nowicki. We haven't called his name a lot in the second half here, so they've been turning the ball to Brian Pavarnik and also giving Jake Nesser more carries.
And that's a gain of 2 yards on the play right there, Matt. So I think you're going to see GCC just burn as much time as possible, basically playing keep away from the BETH to not let the BETH-CENTER offense back on the field.
Second down and 8 from the 23. Two-back set behind Pellis. Same two-back set were behind Pellis the last play. Back to pass. Pellis scrambles to the right, still going, being chased by Vilkos, still running. He'll keep it himself, and he'll get a decent game, make something out of nothing, and he'll bring up third down.
Looked like a gain of about 2 or 3 on that play, but well, we saw Pellis just getting hounded, just like we saw in the first half, and you'll see 54, Dakota Vilkos just essentially chase him out of bounds, but not before a gain of 2 yards. So we're saying it's gut check time now for the Bulldogs defense. They got a player running off, and he's got to hurry, and he does.
Third down and 6 from their own 25. One receiver split out each side, 2 in the backfield. Pellis, handoff, Nowicki. No gain on the play. What a job by BETH-CENTER. Fourth down.
And there's your gut check play right there. Daniel Smith looked like he was in on a stop, so like on a replay, there's the handoff to, and there's the handoff right there. Just, I believe that might actually be, that is 51, Jacob Mowell on the stop, but Jacob Mowell, first time we've called his name all night, and that's a big stand-up play right there.
Notice no Pavarnik on that drive, and Greensburg Central Catholic balls over Pavarnik's head, and this is going to go back, and Pavarnik is still trying to run it out, but he'll probably take a safety if he doesn't go down and hold on to the ball, and it'll be a safety. What a crazy turn of events.
Just an absolutely not a good snap right there. Pavarnik is down.
Oh, that is
a tough break for the Centurions. You hope it's nothing serious, and that does not look like cramping. He might have gotten hurt on that play right there.
The thing I don't understand is Pavarnik should just kick the ball out. If he knew it was going to be a safety, he should just kick the ball out of the end zone. But I mean, you got to feel, hopefully he's okay down there.
Absolutely.
It'd be a huge loss for the Centurions.
His helmet is off, so, and like I said, I'll defer to you as to what it might be, but it's just, you know, you were saying buckle up, and my goodness, they'd be better off playing this game at Kennywood on one of the roller coasters, but look at that, 50. That
Vilkos.
Yes, Vilkos.
Oh.
Robert Work, 53, and also in the initial wave of Bulldog defenders, and just, that did not look like a dirty play by any stretch of the imagination. Almost looks like it might be and that's just, yeah, and like I said, it is not a dirty play at all. It's just unfortunate, but I mean, and Pavarnik really sparked this rally for the Centurions, and if it's anything serious, And he's got two teammates helping him off the field.
We'll see the replay again here, Creighton. Bavaric lining up for the snap, and it just, I mean, it's something that you work it back in the summer, those dog days of August, where you practice those special team plays. It goes over his head, and Bavaric, instead of trying to like kick the ball out of the end zone or fall on it, he tries to make a play out of it, and he gets wrapped up, and you see his knee gets wrapped up down there. It looked like number 53 for BETH-CENTER wrapped his knee up, and that might
Robert Work.
Yep.
I mean, that was in fact Robert Work. We said he was the second player in, as Bavaric is now being off the field, so we will have a free kick following the safety with 10:18 left in regulation. But that could be. I mean, we'll see how the Centurions respond, and we don't. So, and Matt, like we said last week against Monessen, 2 touchdowns and the field goal. It was basically Brian Bavaric 15, Monessen nothing.
It really was.
12 rather. Excuse me.
Literally was. It was the Brian Bavaric show last week, and I mean, like I said, I was saying before, they snapped over his head. They didn't use him at all on that drive, and they went 3 and out. And then calamity happened on that on the punt attempt there. But now the momentum, it was once BETH-CENTER, then back to GCC. Then now BETH-CENTER has taken the momentum right back, but we've still got a lot of time to go. But now if you're Greensburg Central Catholic's defense, it's the must stop right here.
Absolutely, just like that last drive was a must stop for the Bulldogs, and now I mean temperature has cooled off, but the pressure, it's getting up there.
Tucker will tee it up for Greensburg Central Catholic from their 20. A line drive kick, and it'll find the arms of Jason Stay. He'll take it up the midfield, have good field position. Stay still going, and it'll be well in the Greensburg Central Catholic territory, starting early around the 42, 43-yard line.
And the up men for BETH-CENTER doing a great job getting those blocks upfield. And you see BETH-CENTER, Carmichaels, Frazier, Jeff Morgan, all up there at Owen with 1 win. Avella, Bentworth, Mapletown, West Green at 0-1 in divisional play. California, remember last week. I'm sorry, here's the Eastern Conference now. You see the usual suspects, Greensburg, Jeanette, and then there's Springdale. Wilkinsburg also in the top, but keep an eye on Clareton. They have yet to play in the division, but here we go, back to live action.
Playing Wilkinsburg tonight, and here's Kunko. Hands the ball off to Welsh, right side. Anthony Welsh, stiff arm to the defender, plows over another one, and a tough 8-yard run there by Anthony Welsh. He'll be short, it'll be second down.
I absolutely. Anthony Welsh is an outstanding player. He's just toughness personified. There's a stiff arm, bang, right there. Another stiff arm. This kid's, we said it before and saying it again, he's a junior. The teams in the Tri-County South have got to worry about it for the next year and a half, 2nd and 1.
They're gonna that's something the Tri-County South opponents did not want to hear you say. But now it's a 2-back set. Welsh is split far side. It is Brown and Sofran behind Kunko. 2nd and 1 from the 34. Takes the snap, hands off. Brown stood up, fighting forward, and I'll tell you what, that's a nice run there by Nico Brown. Looked like he could have been driven back with no gain, but he kept fighting, and he got a first down for the Bulldogs.
First down and then some. He gets met behind the line of scrimmage, and he just bounces off like a volleyball, and he's got, and you see the GCC defender that was Jake Nesser wrapped around him, but he just kept right on going. I mean, this is amazing.
So many weapons in that arsenal for BETH-CENTER. You don't know which one they're going to use each play. It's going to confuse defenses all season. 3-back set, Welsh, Brown, and Sofro. Handoff. This is Welsh still fighting, trying to get the corner. Penalty flag is down, so we'll see if this call is coming back or not.
You look at where the flag was thrown. That usually indicates holding, and it is in fact holding against BETH-CENTER. So looks like it'll be 10 yards from the not sure if it'll be a spot foul or from the previous line of scrimmage, and it is going to be It's going to be marked off on the 35-yard line. Remember, the line of scrimmage was at 31, so this is a spot foul. That will set up a 1st and 24 from the 45-yard line. So rather unfortunate play right there for the Bulldogs.
Now it sets them up deeper than what they started. 8:59 remaining here in the fourth quarter. They'll line up in a two-back set. Sofran and Brown, Welsh and Stay to the far side. Handoff, Brown, left side, cuts it back. Brown cuts it over, breaks a tackle, and gets it back. He got back to the original line of scrimmage there. Great run by Nico Brown.
It's a 15-yard gain by Nico Brown, but do not underestimate the two-headed monster. That is Welsh and Brown. Sounds like a law firm they could open up here in Fredericktown, but nonetheless, look at Brown roll left, find a hole, and then you see he gets stopped right there by number 9 for GCC. That is Stephen Johns. So 2nd and 9.
Welsh this time far backfield behind Sofran. Brown split near side. They're just taking their time, trying to waste as much clock as possible. Handoff, Welsh. Oh no, he keeps it faked out. It's Stay up the gut, and I'll tell you what, Creighton, Conco faked me out with that one, but still a good run by Jason Stay, sets up a 3rd manageable.
Looks like it might be 3rd and 1. Very close to a 1st down indeed. Watch how it looked like it was going to Welsh, and then Jason Stay just they just threw everybody for a loop on the fake handoff and the end around. So an outstanding job by our camera crew getting that play. I think our camera people were the only ones who were not fooled on that play, to be perfectly honest. But nonetheless, big 3rd down and 1 here. And they're actually going to measure. They're going to measure it, Matt.
Interesting there, but he was pretty close. But I think with the spot,
from our angle, it does not look like he has it. But we're not the officials, and I'd say roughly maybe 60, 70 feet away, elevated. That's kind of an angle. I am bad at geometry rather. One of those subjects, but nonetheless.
But anyways.
He is short by about a half a yard or so. So it's going to be a 3rd and less than a yard.
So, but very manageable considering that they were at 1st and 24, but they used Brown on that run there, got back to the line of scrimmage, and continues to fight forward. But now let's see Greensburg Central Catholic trying to anchor down on this, bear down on this BETH-CENTER offensive line that's trying to wear him down. This is the finish line. Finish line's in sight. BETH-CENTER can see a huge statement winning, but Greensburg Central Catholic trying to slam the door on him.
And Matt, I think you can make the argument this is 4-down territory, because as long as you don't get a major loss, I mean, they might go for it. We shall see.
2 in the backfield. 2 split to the far near side. That is Brown and Stay. Sofran and Welsh in the backfield. It is Welsh. 1st down.
And then some.
Anthony Welsh, they go to their go-to back. They get some tough yardage there. He needed 1. He got about 4 on the play.
Anthony Welsh, an outstanding young player, received he won the Uniontown Herald Standards touchdown club race last year. Was one of the leading scorers in southwestern Pennsylvania. And we mentioned earlier, the Observer Reporter this past Wednesday did a very fascinating feature on him as their athlete of the week. So this kid's got a future, my man.
Oh, he really does. And I think a lot of these players on BETH-CENTER's team, you got the kicker, all these weapons they have. But nonetheless, it's 1st down and 10 in the red zone from the Centurions 18. And the ball will hand off to Nico Brown. Brown up the gut. And he got about halfway to the 1st down marker there.
And it looks like, the Centurions defense got a little crossed up on that play. It looked like looking at it live, it looked like it may be a fake handoff initially to 22. And I've momentarily lost my roster. Bear with me, but nonetheless, gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
2nd down and 6 from the Centurions 13, 6:26 remaining. Welsh is the only back in the backfield. And a pitch toss to Welsh, right side. Cuts it up, trying to get the corner, plows over, guy, still the fight, touchdown, Anthony Welsh!
Wow.
Wow is right.
Oh my goodness, I'll tell you what, Matt, anybody watching this game is probably calling every college scout between here and, well, at least Ohio. This kid is probably one of the best athletes we've seen in the last few years in the Mon Valley. That's the same play as I recall.
Same
on the
corner.
Touchdown. Yes, sir.
Look at this.
Boom!
Get off me.
Man.
Still going.
J.P. Pellis wondering what the license plate on that car was. It is 33 BC Anthony Welsh.
2 touchdowns for Anthony Welsh. The real MVP tonight.
Absolutely.
And Bernard will tee it up. No good. He pushes it to the right, so the score will stay 22-14 with 15 remaining. But I'll tell you what, Greensburg Central Catholic, this opens the door for them. If they can score, get a 2-point conversion, we got a tie game. This game is far from over. But we will send a commercial break. Don't leave us. This is going to go right down to the wire here on CUTV Sports.
The Multimedia Access Center is an open lab where California University students can work on an assignment, attend a workshop, print a document for class, or take advantage of a variety of services such as large format printing, web development, and graphic design. Located in the renovated Natali Student Center across from the student bookstore, the Mac Lab is also your home for OrgSync support and services. For hours of operation or for more information, stop by the Mac Lab, visit our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. It is 6:15 to go. Crunch time here in Fredericktown. 22-14. BETH-CENTER now leads over Greensburg Central Catholic. 8 straight points off the safety, and then the powerful Anthony Welsh run into the end zone. But now the missed extra point by John Bernard. Like I said, mentioned before commercial break, Greensburg Central Catholic has a chance to tie it with a touchdown and 2-point conversion.
Well, if there's any such thing as an insurance safety, we saw it. What do you think about it, Matt?
Yes, I mean, it definitely is, because if you think about it, all the touchdown gives Greensburg Central Catholic the lead.
You know what?
Bernard tees it up, and Nowicki might have a chance to return us, and he will. Nowicki cuts it to the left, running out of space, throws off Nico Brown, but Brown still gets him out of bounds, and Greensburg Central Catholic will start about their own 18-yard line.
And just to clarify, that was 85. Tommy Strauss, a tight end on the tackle. But, wow, Anthony Welsh, you can't say enough about this kid. He's just he can take over a game in a heartbeat. And, wow, look at the hit there on J.P. Pellis, excuse me. And he just waltzes right in. No big deal.
I mean, it's been his night tonight. 2 touchdowns, same corner of the end zone, same end of the field. They start calling it Welsh's corner. But nonetheless, Greensburg Central Catholic, 6:07 to go. They'll start from their own 18, 2-back set.
Nowicki is back.
Nowicki is indeed back, and he will get the handoff, fighting for yards, and doesn't get a lot on that play there. Bring up second down.
And we haven't had it. It's hard to tell from our vantage point, Matt, but we don't see Brian Pavarnik out there on the bench. Like I said, on the opposite sideline, but if he's not able to return, that could be really something to keep an eye on here.
2-back set. Nesser and Nowicki behind Pellis. 5:32 remaining. Clock is ticking. Pellis back to pass. Looks to the left. Scrambles around, fires. He's got his cousin who keeps his feet in bounds, and it will be a
no call yet.
Nope. It looked like from up here he got his feet in.
There.
And it will be a completed pass.
Yeah, I couldn't tell I didn't really see anything from where we were, but nonetheless, you know, hard to tell from our vantage point whether he was in bounds or not, but again, to be fair, the referees are right there, and they have a better view than we did, so big 3rd and 6 here.
Now, Eubank lines up in front of Nowicki, and Nowicki will get the ball here on 3rd down. Nowicki up the gut! Here goes Nowicki! No, 2 men to beat. He could take it all the way. Coast to coast. Touchdown, Greensburg Central. Unbelievable.
Sam Nowicki just took off like a rocket on that play. Almost
on 3rd down.
Yeah, almost looked like a defensive breakdown. We'll take a look here. You see the BETH-CENTER defense all in pursuit, but he just finds a hole, and he just takes off. He outruns Nico Brown, and he just could not be stopped. Now, the question is, if you're GCC, and it looks like they are going to go for 2, try to tie it right here, and I think we have a timeout. Let's see. I heard a whistle.
Yes.
It is a timeout.
Timeout, GCC. So just probably set up a play there, but unbelievable. I mean, this is when you think BETH-CENTER takes over the game, and Sam Nowicki had other plans.
Yeah, I mean this is definitely turning into the Clash of the Titans. We were saying earlier, BETH-CENTER wanted to send a message that they were for real. So far they are, but Sam Nowicki saying, not so fast, my friends. Look at how he, like we said, just finds a seam, zips right down the field. I mean, we haven't even hit the top of the roller coaster yet. I can't wait to see what the last 5 minutes and 7 seconds of regulation holds.
And I mean, just credit Sam Nowicki. They took it over, just filling in for the shoes of Brian Pavarnik here. And I mean, this is turning into a classic game between these two teams, local games. Considering the matchup we saw last week, where Clairton won 70-0. By the way, score update: they're up 78-0 over Wilkinsburg. So, but that is who Greensburg Central has to face next week. Clairton.
I mean, we see with a lot of teams, not only in single A, but we even see it up in double A, triple A, quad A. A lot of players playing both ways, offense and defense. That was one point Dan Mahoney made after the Monessen game in his post-game interview with the Tribune Review. Especially that's where Pavarnik. It's interesting that Monessen game, they did not try any point after kicks because they tried to catch Monessen off guard with 2-point conversions instead. Both of those 2-point conversions failed, so we'll see if 3rd time is the charm for the Centurions on the season.
So it looks like they will line up for a 2-point conversion and a flag.
That's interesting. I wonder if it's... That is weird.
Oh, boy.
Goodness.
Well, it's made the road tougher to climb for the Centurions here on this 2-point conversion. If they still try to go for it, it looks like they will.
And it was interesting, Mahoney, after the Monessen game, said he did try the 2-point conversions against the Greyhounds to catch him off guard. Now, this is more out of matter of necessity, and he's got 5 yards further back.
So they will go for 2. Eubank and Nowicki behind Pellis. 2 split out far side. Pellis, play action, rolls to the right, looking for the end zone, incomplete, but a penalty flag, and it looks like Vilcoss got the Pellis late.
I'm not sure if it was that or intentional grounding. We'll see what the referees say. But you can see the stands shaking here in Fredericktown, and
so
I think they are saying a late hit on Vilcoss, and you watch as Pallas rolls to his right, and all his receivers from where we saw looked like they were covered, and just outside of your screen, Vilcoss looks like the hit is well after the ball is thrown. It's the correct call, but man, and I say this with all due respect, Ed Wood's got to be just irate, and you can't blame him. These costly penalties are just, you take away that penalty. That was a good defensive stand by the Bulldogs on that play. All those receivers were covered. Absolutely, Matt.
And now GCC moving back up to the original point of line of scrimmage where they would have started for their first attempt before the illegal substitution.
It's odd that it's not considered a half the distance to the goal like in most plays, but nonetheless, away we go.
Set up on the 3-yard line, 3-back set. GCC looking to tie this game up. Handoff, Nowicki, right side, gets away. Nowicki all by himself, trying to get, and a great tackle. That is Welsh. And who else?
Is there anything Anthony Welsh cannot do? What an outstanding open field tackle in the backfield by Anthony Welsh. That is clutch. And we see the officials are discussing something.
It looked like Nowicki was going to get around and try to go for the left corner, but Anthony Welsh had other ideas.
Absolutely. And while the officials are conferring out at the 15-yard line, we'll see again, there's Nowicki, rolls right in there. You see Nico Brown tries to tackle, but Nowicki's able to escape, but he could not escape Anthony Welsh. But, I mean, it takes a lot for me to say it, but I have literally run out of superlatives. I mean, you heard all the hype, especially in the, like we said earlier this week in the Observer Reporter, an outstanding article, outstanding profile on this young man. I mean, Ed Woods noting an improvement in his strength and his speed, his ability to cut. He's last year more of a smash mouth type. Now he's avoiding it, making it. He's getting separation. That from Coach Woods. So
Tucker will tee it off here. This game is far from over. Squib kick. And Brown will scoop it up about the 22. Cuts it to the left. Breaks a man. Here he goes. Shakes off another defender. Out to midfield.
And I'll tell you honestly, Matt, I thought they could, looking at it live, I thought they could have hit GCC with a face mask. There was some contact on Tommy Strauss, but it wasn't grabbed. It was more like it wasn't enough to justify a penalty. So here you see Nico Brown. Just look right at the far right of your screen. He avoids one tackle, shakes one off, another one off, and you see this outstanding block by Strauss, 85, and then you see the convoy before he gets forced out of bounds. So the Bulldogs, once again, short field, they're back in business.
Jason Stay lining up in the Wildcat formation here. Stay to the left side, gets a block, follows the football. Who's got it?
I think
BETH-CENTER, I think, recovered it.
Oh, if that's the case, that is a fortuitous break for the Bulldogs.
And it's BETH-CENTER football.
Yes,
wow.
Oh, wow. That was a gutsy play call by Ed Woods. But there you see Jason Stay rolling left, and watch the contact. That is Paul Fitchner, 21, forcing the fumble, and looks like Stay able to fall on it. So a net gain of 7 yards for the Bulldogs, 2nd and 3. Man, they dodged a bullet.
You got to believe everybody on that BETH-CENTER sideline had their heart went straight to their throat as soon as that ball came out. But nonetheless, Jason Stay will take another Wildcat play here, cuts it back up, 1st down and 10.
We have not seen much of the Wildcat this evening, and I think Ed Woods knows that. I'm sure he also knows they haven't seen it. I don't think the Centurions were ready for it. But Jason Stay, change of pace right there, breaks a couple tackles, runs straight up the gut before they finally get stopped by Murray for the Centurions. So now getting closer to the red zone is 1st and 10 from the 38. 4 minutes left in regulation.
Now we'll see Stay again, lining up under center. This time he's got his back's behind him. Sofren, Brown, and Welsh. Here's Welsh. And he'll get minimal gain on that play and bring up about 2nd down and 8.
Looks like it might be a gain of about 1 on that play, but I mean, Anthony Welsh has left me speechless. This is probably one of the first times I've ever absolutely gushed on about a player, and he's got to do something special for me to do that. And Anthony Welsh has done that. I mean, I am one of the most. I mean, people down here know how good he is, but we're back to live action, 2nd and 8.
And now stay as the play clock ticking down here. 2-1, and they just get it off. Hands off to Welsh, cuts it to the right side. Here he goes. And so it'll be near a first down, yard on the play there. Clock continues to roll. And Creighton.
And, you know, it's been the Anthony Welsh show, Matt, but once again, Nico Brown with a block, as you're going to see here on the replay. You watch as Welsh, he's going to cut to his right, and here comes Brown. You know, not a bone-jarring block on Jason Eubank, but an effective one. And now 1st and 10 from the 31. And we have a stoppage. I'm not sure if there's a timeout or not. We'll wait and see.
It looks like there's an injury on the field there. The trainer's out there stretching the leg of, cannot see who that is. It looks like it's number 32. That is the tight end, Frank Drucci.
I mean, just judging by the way. And here's our remaining high school football game of the week. Next week we are off. We'll be heading up to Bloomsburg, and then Hollidaysburg at Bell Vernon. That'll be
live stream
webcast. Uniontown and Elizabeth Forward. Then we move into October, right down the gut. We're going to see these Bulldogs again in Perryopolis.
That's going to be a classic.
Absolutely. Derry at Brownsville. That'll be our broadcast live on PCN. Kiski area at Connellsville, and we close out the season in one of my favorite stadiums, Carmichael's, as the Mighty Mikes welcome their cross-county rival, Jeff Morgan, in the oldest rivalry in Greene County high schools. That is.
And looks like Frank Drucci got up okay, so good to see him.
Actually, that's number 30 is going off the field, so we thought it was 32, but it's actually 30. That was Edward Zelli.
Actually, no. Looks like Drucci is coming off the field there.
I saw 30 come off the field, but nonetheless, yeah, you're right, man. I saw 30 come off the field at the same time, but nonetheless, we're back to live action. Clock's rolling. 2:51 left. 1st and 10 for the 26.
Jason Stay continues to line up under center. He lines up out of the gun. He's got Sofrin right next to him. And Stay will keep it himself. Goes left side and brought down. Good open field tackle there.
Jake Weir.
Nice play.
Yes, indeed. Now, but the clock is now BETH-CENTER's friend. 2:26, 2:25. That is a loss of 2 on the play, but you wonder maybe if they can get one more first down, that could theoretically ice it. Now we're going to see Trent Kunko back in the game. So, 3rd time, not exactly a charm for the Bulldogs on the Wildcats. 2nd and 12.
2nd down and 12. Kunko back in the game. He's got Welsh behind him and Sofrin to the right. Pitch tossed Welsh to his side of the field. Breaks the tackle. Here he goes. Anthony Welsh. It just knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
Unreal. This 2 years from now, this young man's going to be playing football somewhere on a Saturday afternoon. This is just, he breaks from one tackle, and once again, it's off screen this time, but Nico Brown with a great block on Sam Nowicki. Nowicki able to knock Welsh out of bounds, but so now 1:48 left. GCC does have 2 timeouts, so they can anyway, we're back to live action.
Their backs are against the wall. 1st down and 10 from the 12. Here's Welsh. Up the gut. Good yards out to, looks like he fell about the 3-4 yard line. Now spotted around the 4.
Interesting that the GCC is not calling timeout yet. They seem content to allow the clock to run down. So they might be saving it if they can get a stop here on 2nd down, but they can still get a first down and not score. So 1:20, 1:19, clock is ticking. 2nd and 2 rather, from the 4.
3 backs behind Kunko. 2nd down and 2 from the 4-yard line. 1:10 remaining. And
looks like we had movement right on
BETH-CENTER thinks it's it's the Centurions that moved.
No, they got drawn offside according to what the officials are saying. We'll wait for the official call. No,
Yep.
You're right. My mistake.
BETH-CENTER players were celebrating. They knew it.
And that is half the distance to the goal, but it becomes a first down. They needed 2 yards in the penalty, so GCC theoretically could run out the clock should they so choose.
Conco.
BETH-CENTER, excuse me.
Conco lines up with Welsh, Sofrin, and Nico Brown. 2nd down and 1 from the 2. Under a minute to go. Conco, handoff, Welsh. Touchdown, Anthony Welsh. He's got 3.
And he ices it. Absolutely iced it. It's interesting. One would have thought GCC could have called a timeout in that situation, but Anthony Welsh just rendered that moot. He just spun around like a ballerina and it just waltzed right into the end zone, and just bouncing off tacklers like a pinball. You could throw any cliche in the book, but my goodness, that is probably the most outstanding offensive performance we have seen from anybody that we've covered in the last 3-4 years, easily.
And they will line up for the extra point here. Bernard missed the last time, but fitting the guy that could put the game on ice here. Now, if Bernard misses this, Greensburg Central Catholic has a chance to tie it with a 2-point conversion, a touchdown, and he's got it.
Right down 88.
John Bernard, 29. BETH-CENTER, 29. GCC, 20. And Creighton, we talked to we're going to send it to commercial here one last time for the final 48 seconds here on CUTV.
Save preset 1 for Cal U's best music. More music in the car. More music in the door. More music everywhere. This is 91.9 WCAL Power 92. The home of the Vulcan Nation. Playing Cal U's best music. 91.9 WCAL. WCAL Power 92.
And welcome back here to Bulldog Stadium. We got 48 seconds remaining here. The BETH-CENTER up 29-20 over their out-of-conference rivals, Greensburg Central Catholic and Creighton. First thing we said at the top of the broadcast, BETH-CENTER wanted to make a statement, and tell you what, they made a pretty big statement.
Oh, absolutely. They just sent a message to the rest of the WPIAL, hey, we may be from the Tri-County South, but we are the real deal.
Bernard will line up. 48 seconds remaining here. Greensburg Central Catholic has struck quick before in this game, but Bernard will tee it up, and Nowicki will take a touchback.
And we should point out, in high school football, unlike college and the pros, once the ball on a kickoff crosses into the end zone, the play is automatically dead. The player cannot run it out, so it is an automatic touchback. But I'll tell you what, Matt, this is very BETH-CENTER. You have a gut feeling this might be the year they win a playoff game and strike a blow for the Tri-County South. But here we go. It'll be 1st and 10 from the GCC 20.
One last chance here for Greensburg Central Catholic to get something going. Pellis, back to pass, pumps. Rolls to the right, looking for his man, shakes off a defender, shakes off another defender, still going. Pellis found his cousin, J.P. Pellis, for a first down and out of bounds.
That took quite a bit of time off the clock. It was, I believe, 12, 13 seconds, and time is not on GCC's side, so they're going hurry up. On 1st and 10, they will spot it at the 36. Excuse me, the 34, my apologies.
Indeed, 1st and 10. 2 receivers split to the near side. J.P. Pellis to the far side. And now he'll set You'll send Eubank out there with him. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Pellis scrolls to the left. Runs around defenders. Fires way out of bounds.
And it's interesting to note, Matt, that BETH-CENTER Bull defense, they are not allowing. We have a penalty flag on the play. So we'll see how that is, but it is blocking it back on GCC. That pushes it back 10 yards. So the point we're getting to is that the BETH-CENTER defense, they've been chasing around Tommy Pellis all over the field. They've been doing it all night long, and that's costing the Centurions valuable time. Pellis can't get a shot, can't to go 3 steps back and fire it right away. It's a testament to this Bulldogs defense. So now, first and 20, yes. At least 20.
Back to where they originally started this drive at. Pellis, they set up 5 wide. Pellis out of the gun, takes the snap. Back to pass. Pellis scrambles to the right. Fires. Eubank in and out of the hands of Eubank.
I'll tell you what, the BETH-CENTER lucky they didn't get a late hit, unsportsmanlike penalty right at the end of that play. We saw some contact between the threes. Eubank for GCC, Stay for BC. And Pellis rather had a little bit of time, but watch him get flushed out of the pocket by Vilcos, forces the errant throw, and you see the little nudge at the end, but no penalty. So now it's 3rd and 24. Ball is, as Matt said, at the 20. Okay, it is 2nd and 20. 2nd and 24. My apologies. 18 seconds left.
Line up with Eubank and Nowicki back, and a busted play there. And fumble BETH-CENTER football. And that will do it.
Wow, this is happening so fast. We're just losing.
And now
unbelievable.
Conco getting lifted up on his shoulders. These BETH-CENTER Bulldogs worked hard all night, put out a couple punches, took a couple punches, and then now they can finish off and celebrate.
And guess who's got the ball coming out of that pile? That's Johnny Soffernick. My apologies. At first I thought it was 33. And there's Ed Woods. He is 15 seconds away from his 99th career win as head coach of the Bulldogs in his 150th game here in Fredericktown. An outstanding record from an outstanding coach. 16 years at the helm here at BETH-CENTER. And he is now 1 win away from the magical century mark. And, Matt, this game's over.
And the football team's favorite formation was done there, the victory formation. The BETH-CENTER Bulldogs, a huge non-conference win, 29-20 over the Greensburg Central Centurions. Creighton, quick final thoughts.
I'll tell you what, a lot of people discounted BETH-CENTER because in their Tri-County South. Well, discount them no more. Anthony Welsh, 2 years from now, we'll see you on Saturdays.
And that will do it for our CUTV broadcast here tonight. Your final score, what a game we saw. BETH-CENTER 29, Greensburg Central Catholic 20. I'd like to thank all our wonderful production crew back in the truck. My name is Matt Hagee. Alongside of me was Creighton Rebs. Thank you for watching. See you soon.